Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're viewing this episode. Welcome to Mic'd Up Podcast, here straightly live on Pono Media. I am your host for this today's special edition, and I am Maatla Pheko. But in this episode, I'm not alone. We are going to be joined by a special guest. But before we can get into that, I'd love to pin the location of this area. We are shooting here live at Sotlua at 38 on Boulders Hotel in the penthouse suite. It's very wonderful. It's beautiful. It's cozy. The view is beautiful. If you do have time, please come and check it out. Like I mentioned, we do have a special episode today with a special guest. And this man is very prominent across the borders of this country in the spectrum of spreading the gospel of the good news of our Lord Jesus Christ. And we have seen him on different platforms. We have seen him on RB2. Some of us see him on TV, Yarona FM, whatever platform that it may be. His voice is very well known. But today we want to have a special talk with him. And please allow me to welcome Apostle Dr. Mothusi Phitshane. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me extend my gratitude, of course, to yourself and Pono Media Networks. Thank you for extending this great invitation to come and share life with wonderful souls that are out there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Apostle, we're just going to get into it. Take us to the moment where you were born again. How does that look? When was it? What inspired it? How was the moment when you gave your life to Christ and you said you were born again?
That's a beautiful question. I must say, this is a 26-year-old life.
Wow.
I am saying so because I got born again the year 2000. That was basically at Mopani. It was in an Assemblies of God crusade that was pitched in that village at a time. I was still young, age-wise, and what inspired me, what glued me to that life, was the power of the word, the way it was relayed. Somehow it touched my soul, it touched my spirit, and it left me with no any other choice but to subjugate myself into the life of Christ. And ever since then till date, my heart it's still with him. And I still have him within my heart. So it's been quite a life worth living. So I have seen the reality of the gospel and its manifestation in my life ever since then, till today. So I was just inspired by how the word came and the life behind it. So I can tell somebody that the life of the gospel is not a fairy tale. It's real. It's real. It's tangible. It's visible in all aspects of life. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm just trying to get some visuals here.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to get some visuals in this wonderful moment of you giving your life to Christ. The word was being preached. How does that look? You were in a church, or mothuti loko go ena one-on-one are sorry kopa ho hale ho and how was that word being relayed? Because I'm trying to create a visual for this kind of a thing, because hanzi the aspect ke hore motho ha sokolo ke a ile kereke. Maybe with Apostle it's different. Somebody just knocked at your door and says give your life to Christ.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. What I can say is that the gospel reaches out to people in different ways, different platforms, in different spaces.
Yeah.
it depends on where you encounter or meet that word. But as of mine, if I recall my memory and my mind well, we were in a crusade. It was a crusade. So we just went there. And you know, as kids, I didn't go there with intentions, you know, of getting born again. We just went there as kids because somehow we had nothing to do back at home. We were somehow bored, and I was one of the noisemakers, you know, at the back of the tent.
Okay.
So when the word was being preached, somehow it knocked sense. Something was growing serious, you know, within me. So somehow I stopped playing about. I had to take my seat and concentrate on what the preacher was, you know, was trying to relay. I got arrested, you know, by that word. And what I can say is that I didn't get born again because somehow the message was threatening.
Okay.
Or somehow the message was, you know, promoting fear.
Okay.
The message was very simple. Jesus loves you. And I felt that. I felt that, you know, that energy. So when the altar call was made, those who want to submit or want to yield their lives to Christ, come forth. For quite some time, I was shy because I was looking at my age mates. I was looking at the people of the village, my parents, acquaintances, neighbors and stuff. I fear gripped me for some time, and the preacher kept on emphasizing, I will not close down this altar until you come. Jesus is looking for you, don't think twice.
Wow.
So what he did was, he ended up asking everybody to close their eyes. And he was like, if you want to receive Jesus, lift up your hand. So I lifted up my hand because people's eyes were closed. So he then was like, you know, everybody who has lifted up their hands, just step forward. Don't be ashamed. So that's how I found myself at the altar call. He led us into repentance prayer. And that was it. So the whole thing took place at a crusade ground.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very interesting. A simple message. Jesus loves you.
Exactly.
Engulfed you. Gave your life to Christ.
Big time.
And in a village called Mopani.
Yes. Sir.
All right. So how does that now influence your role as an apostle? Because now you've given up your life to Christ. You are fast forwarding now. You are an apostle. You are the preacher of the gospel. Now the gospel is your passion. The gospel is what we know you of.
Yes.
TV, Apostle is going to give us the word. So how does that influence your role as a preacher? That moment that you gave your life to Christ, how does it now come to influence you as an apostle, as an influencer of the gospel of Jesus Christ?
Okay. What I can say is that at first when I submitted my life to Christ, I was entirely clueless of what I was going to become.
Okay.
It's not like I gave my life to him having a proper map of what destiny holds for me. I was entirely blank. I didn't know where the journey was taking me. But, you know, as I was growing in the things of the Lord, everything became more clearer. And a lot of things were now beginning to make a lot of sense.
Yes.
So serving God with that passion, you know, very, very zealous, apex commitment, you know, sold out and consumed. You know, in the long run, that is when I started manifesting the calling that I believe it is born with a man. So the calling was now starting to show forth. And I was also receiving confirmations around from other preachers, other pastors and stuff like that, that I carry within myself the calling and the giftings of God. That which by then, with what was happening around me, I couldn't deny it. With what I knew, what was happening inside of me, it was actually a confirmation. It wasn't something that was foreign from themselves to my system, but my system was attesting to almost everything whomsoever had a platform to relay it to myself. Yes, so I had to ensure that I safeguard it, and I do whatever it takes, to groom it with all the necessary spiritual helps. When I speak of spiritual helps, I'm talking of prayers, consecrations and devotions, undergoing mentorship, and every possible way that can ensure a chiseling, in that calling. So I ended up receiving that calling, though I was passionate. I had my own ambitions.
Okay.
There was a path I wanted to undertake, but because of the calling, I was consumed by this calling. When God is looking for a man, he always wins.
Okay.
Even if you have what you want to pursue after, God always gets you where he wants you to go. So that's how it happened.
All right.
So it's not like being an apostle is somehow a side hustle. It's not a side hustle. No, am I trying to use it as a place escaping boredom or somewhat. No, I had my own things. That was the kind of life I wanted to live, and I pursued my academics in that line of what I wanted of myself.
Okay.
But because of the calling, I was enveloped, and I had to serve God in this calling to this day. Yes, sir.
Talk about a selfless man, eh?
That's it.
Give up your ambitions just to do what God has assigned you to do.
Exactly.
With the clarity that you had. All right. So there's this perception, Apostle elong gore you should be gifted somehow. Gore able to pursue this apostleship, or should I say this apostolic calling. How did you know that you are the chosen one? You mentioned that there were even other men of God or Babanga Baneba confirm as no seat.
Yes.
How do you come to the conclusion that now I am the chosen one? Because speaking of the perspective, you have the perception. How choose each how we need to, if there's a gift or something. Can you say the same thing also about giftings and callings and all that? Yeah.
First of all, let me try to draw a line between a calling and a gifting. First of all, the Bible says that the callings and the gifts of God, they are irrevocable. He distributes them unrepentantly. So in this life, there is a gift and there is a calling. It's possible for one to be gifted but not called.
Okay.
And it's also possible for one to be called and also be gifted. So we shouldn't mistake a gift for a calling. A gift is not a calling. Neither does a gift necessitate that one is called. So possibility of one having a gift, everyone can have a gift. But we shouldn't drive ourselves and portray ourselves like ones who are called yet gifted.
Erra.
So a gift must be clear, a calling should also be clear. When it comes to an issue of a calling, like I said, a calling is a vocation. It's not a profession. So a calling takes God, to showcase himself to that very individual. So that in your calling exercise, you have God, who is a point of reference and who is the one who makes sense to your calling.
Yes.
When Moses was taking care of the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, he saw a burning bush, though the bush was not consumed, and out of that sight a voice came. He drew nigh, a voice came, I have seen the affliction of my people that is in Egypt.
Yes.
So what was happening in that space, I call it a place of encounter, where God commissioned, sent a man on a divine errand. So when Moses entered Egypt, he knew very, very well that he's not in Egypt by himself, nor to fulfill a personal agenda. He went there on an errand. God sent him. You understand? Yes. You take the likes of Jeremiah. The Lord said to him, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you, I appointed, I ordained you a prophet to the nations and whatnot. He said, I am young, don't say you are young, and stuff like that. So a sign was communicated to Jeremiah where he saw a pot in the north and the almond tree and stuff like that. That was a sign to him. That sign communicates an encounter to Jeremiah. You take the likes of Isaiah. The Lord showed up to Isaiah. Whom can I send? He said, send me. There was a coal of fire placed in his tongue and stuff like that. Those kind of things, these are encounters. So that in your journey of calling, if someone can ask you that, how do you affirm your call? You always refer back to what has happened to you in the place of an encounter.
Wow.
So before it is a man, it should first be God. Because God sent men to come and affirm what he has bestowed you. So it takes one who is called to know that they are called before someone else can come open your eyes.
Okay.
Because if I open your eyes to what you don't see, possibility of you referring back to a man is very, very high.
Yes.
So if you know it from the place of God and God affirm it to you, the next person who come and communicate confirmation to you, it shouldn't be something that is strange. You understand?
Yes.
So it took me an encounter for me to know that I am called. I am not doing this thing because I'm passionate about it. I'm not doing this thing because I have studied theology. I'm not doing this thing because I went to school for it. But I'm doing this thing because it has everything to do with divine activities that took place in my life.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's what I can just draw. It's one thing to be gifted, it's another thing to be called.
Yes.
It's also another thing to be called, and it's another thing to be sent. You can be called but not sent.
Okay.
You can be called and you are sent. You understand? So I have been called and I have been sent. You understand? So that's where I would rest.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's interesting. You have drawn a borderline between this whole calling
Uh-huh.
and gift.
Yes, sir.
That's very interesting, and I believe our viewers now they have gona lesedi
Erra.
gore dilo tse di bereka jang.
Erra.
And one thing also is this. What's your perception towards the hatred being towards women of God?
Okay.
One thing is that, okay, fine, if I have a sibling like my little sister,
Yes.
re le bananyane be ke itlhela gore ke itlhetso o mongwe ne re tshameka le ena a tla go ita my sister, obviously ke reka ntwa teng, right? So in the spectrum of this calling and this giftings, you know, these are men. There's another apostle, there's another prophet, there is
Yes.
another pastor.
Yes, sir.
Would technically say that they are of your tribe. So how's your perception, and how does it make you feel when you see another apostle or she's going down the drain, and you know, yeah.
Wow.
How does that make you feel?
That's a very interesting question. What I can say is that the realm of born men of God,
Yeah.
it's a very, very congested realm. There's a lot of traffic going on in that realm. I'm saying so because there are a lot of things going on. Hona le bo ka batho tlhela ba bua ka teng go te bo real men of God.
Yeah.
Ga ke itse gore batho ba dirisa what forensic, you know, to approve that.
Okay.
Be go nna le ba go teng ke bo fake men of God. Bo go na le bo I wanna be and stuff like that. So I don't know what instrument do people use to measure dilo tsa go nna yalo, and also ba itirela, you know, dikgang around that. Like I'm saying, this realm ya bo men of God is very, very congested. It's like how one aka iphitlhela le gore his life, it's somehow tainted. The whip, it goes into the back ya bo men of God both. You know, we re tlhatlhelwa mo lesakeng le le one. And the issue even na goreng wena personally o dira jang, you know, to outstand se se buiwang all over ha motho a leng teng. There's only one thing that I commend. Se se ka irang gore motho a outstande, though we are all grouped, though we are all put together in the same crowd, ke kgang ya character. Ke kgang ya character. It's not about how one preaches. We appreciate the preaching. It's not about how one is deep. We appreciate the depth. You know, it's not about the accuracy of one in exercising a spiritual gift. We appreciate the accuracy. It's not about the magnitude of a gift and the weight of a gift, because we are gifted differently and we are given different graces tsa di gift tse re nang le tsone. But it all goes down to the issue of character. I define character to say character is what you are doing while you are alone. Character is what you are doing when nobody sees you. So we can go public and be loved publicly, but privately, you know, living rotten lives, if I can put it like that.
Yeah.
So it's not about the public presentation or public proclivity. It's private life. Carrying much weight. So going in a public space where we are all classified, and we are all given the negative energy of hatred, you know, accusations and speculations and everything. that negative energy ga e a tshwanna go nkganela go dira tiro ya modimo, number one.
Okay.
That energy should not shrink my calling. That energy should not enclose me within and fail to fully exhibit or fully display se modimo a se beileng mo teng ga ka. I have learned one thing, to grow a thick skin.
Okay.
There is a thin skin and there is a thick skin. So if I am to undertake this whole assignment with a thin skin, I'm going to bleed to death. So my skin should be thick. My skin is on to thick enough so that any bullet that comes, ke kgona go comprehend.
Yeah.
So I have learned across from bommatabaka baruti ka nna, ba bangwe they have shrinked away, ba bangwe they shied away. Some lost confidence in this pastoral thing. Some lost their supremacy. They ended up putting on the jacket of inferiority, and they lost the touch because of what is going on around that realm. So and I was like, if one is not going to master this realm and find a possible route on how to deal with the kanyana zonets, ke go tshela e be ke se gona fulfilled. At the end of the day, I have to run my race and I have to finish my course like Paul. So must I run it because batho ba emeka now? No, I must run it because I know what I've encountered and I know what God has placed within me. Ibile gape, this hatred energy, as a spiritual person, I would say we need it because alamo ya rona. It's a reminder of who we are. We must be hated so that re ska rana comfortable.
Yeah.
We must be hated gore re ska re iphitlhela le gore re tshetse ka re batlang go tshela ka teng e be re lebala gore re tshwanetse re representa kingdom e go godimo. We need this negative energy gore re be in our place. You understand? Yeah. Because if this energy is here, possibility of me mingling with the world, it's gonna be very, very high. So ke tlhokana le this energy gore ke ska ka iphitlhela ke featureilwe ke le hearts. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So this energy in keeper in my place, ibile I keeper la hearts in its place. We are two different spheres that are not supposed to to mingle. So re tlhokela yone go tshela ka tsela ntseng jalo, not to shrink away, not to shy away, not to die away, not to keep quiet, but we need it the more to speak out. Karata nchu, an eagle. When a storm breaks, nchu ga isi the direction ye phefo yang go yone. But what the eagle does, nchu ile bagana le sefefo. Ga e tshabe sefefo, e tsana mo gare ga sefefo. So as a clergy, I have learned that the energy they come in as barricades. But one thing that I shouldn't do, I shouldn't run away. I shouldn't show the storm my back, but I have to show the storm my head. Kitulana leone, head to head. That's how we succeed in this life. So that's how I have learned gore nka dila yang le energy e peleng gore it oozes out it being in the realm of the clergy. Yes sir.
Wow, that's amazing. That's quite profound because I don't think anybody or any viewer would come up with that kind of an answer in terms of the perspective. Most of the time we know that just as human beings, when bad energy is given, you synchronize with it. You just mentioned that, like an eagle, when there is wind, it goes to the wind. You said that you give your head towards it.
Exactly.
And I believe that the viewers out there that are taking something home. Wow. You mentioned about character. You said character is what you do when you are alone.
Exactly.
And That is very profound statement. It's a very profound statement. But before we move on, you mentioned something, Apostle. You mentioned something about your calling.
Mm-hmm.
You said this is not a career. It's not a profession.
No.
Right? But at the same time, you said that you had your own perceptions in terms of what you wanted to do in life.
Exactly.
You had an idea for it. I'm sorry to say this. Mothusi Phitshane this.
Exactly.
Probably, I don't know. What did you want to be other than an apostle? It's very interesting.
Yes. Like I said, I had my own pursuits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had my own pursuits. I did my tertiary. I was doing radio and TV broadcasting. Ko Limco.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I graduated. And plan I mean ele gore ke gona radio presenter or a television presenter.
Okay.
You know, of which I applied, was called for an interview, but something awkward, something weird happened. Kenagaya ko media complex there, you know, to go and answer for the response and by impede. But I'll tell you that it did not materialize. I was called, but I met nobody. I sat by the reception for hours. Nobody came. There was this other man of God, you know, thing. So he found me seated. He just came towards me and he was like, yeah man, and he left. Just like that. So instantly I sat for like an hour. Guess it was now off from the people banning by mates. It was running. Then after that time I left mass media. I ke boela kwa lapeng. Ga ke tsana kwa lapeng go ra re ke a go retsa kgang ene monno la e bua sentle gore go fa a reng. I went on for some days until kgang ya teng ke etsaela thapelo. You know, go botsa modimo sentle gore go fo a reng. And the worst part was that every time and then ga ke botsa modimo ka kganye, I would receive a lot of prophecies. Ga ke didimala, ga ke mmotsa, a lot of prophecies would come. Even by people bane ke itse gore nna le bone we are not nationals. They are not from Botswana. They are from outside. Someone would just come in the nation, maybe find myself in a conference or revival. That person would prophesy me. He would tell me gore modimo go biditse as this. And molaetsa bono no le one. So what was amazing was that never we also sell one, but bone ba sa itsane. Not to me it was one message, but the vessels that were ushering the message. Never sa itsane ibile ke itse ra be skoba kopani ibile gape ke itse gore ga be skoba discuss ibile gape ke itse ra be se ba bolellani gore re monna o re mo re 1 2 3 and 4. That was the most amazing part to say. So modimo khona go dirisa batho ba ba harologaneng ba ba mo Botswana le ba ba tswang kwa ntle, you know, to communicate molaetsa o le one. Then there is no way I can say go mo ke go itiretseng, ke go mo ke feelang gore ke batla go pursue ibile ke go mo ene gore ke feela gore ke batla go leka botshelo ka gone. This is God. And this is the truth about everything somebody must about ka botshelo ba. You understand? Yes. So that's how botshelo ba ka bo unfoldileng ka teng, from what I wanted to be to what God wanted me to be. So I had to like lose the life and ke batla go etshela for the life e modimo a batlang ke etshela.
Yeah.
So that's how we came about this whole thing. To somebody, it should be registered gore ga ke dire this thing because ke side hustle. Yes, ke pitso ya modimo e ntse hela yalo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Radio and TV, that was your line.
That was my life.
That's where you saw yourself excelling.
Exactly.
All right. Viewers, we're still here with Apostle Dr. Mothusi Phitshane. Like he mentioned, character is what you do alone. So, you waikiti. Define waikiti. Character is what you do alone. And also, that bad energy, go towards it like he mentioned. We are still here, 38 on Boulders Hotel. Beautiful, luxury, conversations are nice. The rooms are spectacular. And how do you like the spot, Apostle?
No, this is a beautiful spot. I must confess, I didn't know about it.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I got lost. Yes, so I was completely clueless about the place. So like I was asking Harlemo Lifting, is this a new hotel or what?
Yeah.
My wife was also telling me gore ga batla go lala kwa lapeng.
Aha.
So we ke motsara ba batla go lala nageng. I think na buiswa ke bontle and the immaculate state of the place. So it's a good place. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Now this is Apostle now. We want to just have a backlog just a little bit. On how you came about family and stuff, upbringings and stuff.
Okay.
So how's your upbringing as Mothusi Phitshane? Are you raised by both parents or how's the upbringing ya gago as Mothusi Phitshane?
Okay. My upbringing go concoction nyana. Go mixture nyana mo teng. Bana ba ga mama ba 7, and I'm the third born. You will appreciate I don't know what you will call it, but you find a word for it.
Yeah.
I'm the third born. I was born on a Wednesday, the month of March, 3 a.m.
Okay. All three.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So there's just a mystery around it. It's just everything get 3, just like that.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I was growing up, I grew up in a environment thing.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Of course, my mom was, and she's ever present till date.
Big ups to moms, huh?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, big ups to
She's a very, very good woman and a very good mother.
All right.
So she's ever present all the way. And she covered a lot of spaces or a lot of voids, that I would complain about as I grow up. This was the environment. My elder brother and my elder sister ba godile ba le close le papa bone, and then and then from there my siblings ba ko tlase le bone ba godile papa bone a le around. So go ra re nna between these two groups ebe ke gola where ha gona the father figure, but ke borre bo papa ba babedi ba bon khonne le bonnake. You understand what like yes. So there's a time when gore ba golwane ba tlebe ba go check up papa bona go ngwe le yana tla malapeng. So ke gola ke mo itse a bitswa papa ke this two. So ke meets up papa out of respect because of this two. You understand?
Yeah.
But ke itse gore biologically he's not my dad. And then baba ko tlase ga me, same thing. So gap ya teng ene bonagala ka malatsi a harologaneng ga dikolo di tswalwa bana gongwe ba ya kwa bana ebe ba ya kwa, you understand?
Okay.
Malatsi a bo Christmas ona o tla ba tletse ba gagwe se o le leno o tletse ba gagwe sele. But what I can say mo kgolong ya teng, myself le bone bo papa bone ba ne go sena abuse, no, ne seo kore ke ne le mo bona gore nya mme go mo ke motsadi o le ka go balancisa bana ba botlhe, but mme hela gone gap yone no khona go e bona ha no batla go e bona, you understand? So I grew up in that space. So go nyana ga tebe go enda pa go dira gore, you know, my mom ang envelope thata, you understand? I think probably she was doing that go leka go fill that void. That's how I defined her presence and her attention most of the times. But in nile go mo eleng gore ga ke a gola ke go complainela or ke batla go punish someone for so thing. So you look at myself and bon khonne le bonna ke re so se le wana re tshwaragane thata ga ka nna le di fallouts mo ke iphitlhela ene gore gongwe we are in a zone of contention. Somehow I'm trying to equalize sengwe. No, we didn't grow up like that. So to this time re santsana la re ntse really glued together, you understand? So that's how I grew up. Ga ke sore modimo letleletse go ga teng ka tsela ntseng jang gore be go endile hapo go diragetse ka tsela ntseng jang. So mongwe ka mpotsa gore gone mme ke itse yang gore borre ba babedi ba a mongwe mo go bone ne se my dad, you understand? I know that because sometimes around 2019 my grandmother called me. She was with my elder sister, and then it was in the evening on a Saturday. So they were like, are you aware gore tsatsi la gompieno your dad was being buried? So I was like, no, I'm not aware. Thought I've never, Kemang, who is he? I've never known him. We have never met. So he was buried in the morning. So they were telling me like in the evening. So that's how I got to know. You understand?
Yeah.
So I looked at botshelo before ke bolelwa and after. Gore my old lady wa go tsaya nkgang ya teng. So e be ke tla ke bona la, you know what, she's always been there. I think gongwe na solohetse gore kgang ya teng e tla ntsa ka tsela nngwe, you understand? So she had to ensure that I grow up ka tsela e siameng, ga ke nne rough out there, ga ke lwele go punisha or back at the void e leng gore probably my father did not feel within myself. Hence why gongwe tota a ke ska ka re gongwe because modimo ga haphazard ebile gape modimo ga dire sepe se leng gore se rescue motho from something until you yourself o lemoga gore modimo ke ene botshelo. So hence why gongwe ke heletse ke nnile born again at my very very young age, and then e be ke a go nna ngwana wa ntlha kwa lapeng, you know, go bona lesedi, ke a go nna moruti and everything. So ke dumela thata gore upbringing yaka it had to be so gore le nna ke tle ke nne le testimony in my walk with God. Because go gongwe ga o gola sengwe le sengwe se le sharpo hela, sometimes we call a testimony ya gago e sena weight, you understand? So ga re sengwenyana se ne se go diragale se dule mo laeneng se leng gore modimo a go se dirisa to draw your attention, you understand? I studied a lot of characters mo Bible-eng, ke lebeletse story sa ka upbringing yaka, e be ja go itlhela le gore it resonates well with a lot of characters se leng gore di teng mo Bible. You take the likes of David. Sometimes David would say, in sin I was conceived in my mother's womb. David be like, amongst my brothers I'm an alien, I'm a stranger. He was a shepherd boy ebile ke bone ba the siblings tsa gagwe di mo rometseng ko sekgweng se ne ba itse gore go na le ditau le dibera gore di ye go moja because ne ba sa mmatle kae mo lapeng. Even when Prophet Samuel a tla mo lapeng la ga Jesse to come and ordain one as a king, David was not around. Bana ba le 7 lined up before the prophet go itlhela moprofita a re ga gona ope o bone e leng kgosi amongst these guys. Ba botsa gore a gona le o mongwe le nte but ko sekgweng we are not going to sit down until he comes. So ha tla apere matlalonyana a dipudi somehow moprofiti le ena bo ka re wa doubt modimo ma don't look at the physical appearance nna ke le modimo ke lebella pelo. So that's the life ya etsetseng ka nte gore re ka tseng ka teng. It's a path it was chiseled for his greatness. You understand? You take the likes of Jephthah, the son of Gilead. There was a time you are the son of a prostitute, so you are not going to have inheritance or part of Serrarna and so dismissing him, he went to the land of Tob, trained himself with worthless guys until that's how the script turned to his favor. You understand? You take the likes of Joseph, sold by his brothers because he had a dream. You understand? So men of greatness, banna ba sideline, you know, banna ba bale on the backside or on the wrong side of life. Kanti mudima ba say that path gore ba ring gore atla ba dirise ka whatever se leng gore ba kile ba heta through so sa go nna yalo. So that's basically my story. So growing up ebe gora gore you know the path becomes very very narrow. You understand? So when the path became very very narrow, now nobody is there because wa gola kana the more gola ke the more botshelo bo demand. You understand? Get the more botshelo bo demand, the demand tsa botshelo di nna dintsi. So I don't have a father onkaring nka mo tshwara to say I need this and that, help me out here and there and stuff like that, you know, whereby Papa Oli at his demise o tlogeletse bana ba gagwe boswa ba neelwa dijarata and stuff like that, and then you are there is nothing in your name. You understand? So pressure e simolola go irang e simolola go nna ntsi. So a pressure e simolola go nna ntsi go ra gore the only person who can learn as a male figure is myself. So I had to dig deep within myself to an extent that now I'm kind of like fathering myself. I'm fending for myself. I'm doing provisions for myself. So ha go tlana kwa go yo ko sekolong ko bo junioring monna na tshwana go ra walk. O hile madi a sepalamo but you choose to walk. Madi a sepalamo buirang o bereka gona la no a gatisa teng ka tla sa ga stena. O lebeletse gore December wa tsena o tshwana gore o ithekele diaparo tsa Christmas. Go yana go ya bo dishong ditsala tsa go di a bo shong wa gatisa you walk gore madi o botsa wa go bo shong wa bona khanya tore nna. So go ra ring monna o simolola go ihasela from tender age. You understand? So tlhaloganyo lo ne nna solid ya bosimanyana o ka re ya it evaporates away. O simolola go nna motona mme o le monyenyane. You understand? So go jewa hasele go no go make sure go robetse sentle o jele go jela ka tselentseng jang gone mo tshwantse ro bo jele. You understand? There are many means, there are many ways to gore motho ka ja ka tsone. You understand? But me ke sa jang ka one ha ke a ja ka ya bo gotswana nyana. Erra ke lekile ka bojotlhe you know to try to keep seriti sa mosimanyana one ke le ene kana go ene ke le ene ka yone. You understand? So I grew up ka tselentseng jalo go itlheleng ke thulana le modimo ebe modimo a hetola sengwe le sengwe ebe ke a go enda pakela mo ga gore you know what go ke hitile through that because modimo na ntsa a beile sengwe mo teng ga mesa go batlang gore a tla se dirise in future.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Kore se sentha se re hela tota you know being chosen and by God, you are elected. You are as normal as any other man that can be. I mean, nothing that really happens. I mean,
Yeah.
But also another thing is that in this journey, still in the childhood, what moments do you recall? Be it a good moment, be it a bad moment, or even both. What does the childhood of Mothusi is how's the childhood of Mothusi growing up articulated? What moments do you remember?
Okay.
Di go diragala like a di molemo kana ga di molemo kana tsotlhe ka bobedi hela ntsa go a gona la ile molato.
Okay. I remember quite a few, but ke tla tisela go le go potlana.
Yeah.
The most vivid episode that I remember registered in my childhood ke ngwenyana itlhela le gore ke godile le mosadi mogolo, my grandmother. She's late, may her soul rest in peace. Ke godile le ene. So there were times my mom na tla kgwedi di hedile hela go bona mo motsadi ya gore ga nka di plastic le motabogetse mama nkokodi that. Yes, so go ra gore bontsi ba sebaka ke gona le mosadi mogolo, and o bo itlhela le gore bo nkgonne ba babedi go gongwe ga ba yo ba go go their dad. So ke sala gore re ke nna ke le motona, I have to make sure gore sengwe le sengwe mo lapeng se up to date, bo metsi a geletswe go tlhagolwa dio tsotlhetse, all these kind of things. So go ra re ke nna big brother, ke dira sengwe le sengwe se leng gore se tlhokana le gore motho a se dire, you understand?
Yes.
So go gongwenyana hale down the line wa sideline-iwa go nna le tšhotlonyana e leng gore you encounter it here and there. Kore ke mo e leng gore ha o tlile late o tswa sekolong o itlhela gongwe bo monna ba jele dijo tsa gago and then o tshwana gore o bone gore o dira yang, and that did not happen once, nor twice, nor thrice. It happened multiple times. So go ra gore go activate survival mode within myself. How do I survive a situation of this kind? So gona le tech shop nyane ngwe ne ba pilele ha lapeng e leng gore I don't know if the guy was aware of what was happening to me or what, but somehow ke feel gore modimo na mo etetse. So every day that guy na khona go tsa half loaf wa etsenya sweet di mo tenyana ba e repa ba e baka go dustbin ka go marago ga jarata bone. So every time I go tswa go sekolong ke a pola ke a heta ke a go tsa that plastic nyana ke tsala mo lapong ke a titiela sweet and then ke ja half loaf maitse ba ke wala kwa lapeng ke sharp. So that's the episode e ke gakologelwang gore I was feeding from lana ba sentle, but me kwana ba teng ne le ko dustbin, you understand? Ne ke ja mono go le sharp hygiene wise, but ne ke go fetch from the dustbin. So mo go rang gore gongwe nka go ra kere bo bashinyana nyana gongwe bo hitile gono go, hence wa ke go ra kere that's one episode e leng gore I remember it vividly, registered in my child brain. So I passed that phase. I passed that phase. O tle bo tswa go o tla late mo lapeng o itlhela le gore go lotletswe. You can't knock. If you knock a go bula ke thupa. So ke na go tsona gore ke hele ke nna mo ne go na le ntlunyane ngwenyana a Setswana e le ha gare ga jarata ne le one ntwa ka, but ne go latlhelwa sengwe le sengwe mo teng tota ne sa dirisiwe. So I ended up ke batla comforting yana mo go yone. Go ra ke tswa bosigo go ke tswang teng ke robala gone mo teng mo. That was my life. I pula ena go ra re sengwe le sengwe sa wela mo teng e nna tlhakatlhakana. Yes, so I passed through that, but that phase of my life ke ne ke bitsa training. Yeah, so that was my militant training. Somehow kgolo a teng ga ya ntira spoiled kana ga ya ntira matepe. It made me grow up, e be ke mature mo dingwageng tse di santsanang di le dinyenyane, and I was able to go tsaya ditshwetswela tse di solid tse di safeguardileng my life to the person that I am. So I ka dirisa my experience, you know, to break me, but out of what I was going through, I was able to make solid and mature decisions that safeguarded my life.
Yeah. It's very insightful.
Yeah.
And I'm just speaking from your conversations that
Yes, sir.
You are just one of those people that really, you know, o ka re ha seemo se go diragala wa hapana le sone ke ra madua a seemo ke ra re ha o le ngwana every time we tlela gore o nna o ja mo lesbianing kana ne go sa go, it didn't propel you to go steal.
No, not at all.
I mean, you were against that that kind of a lifestyle.
Yes.
And you mentioned that it helped to train you.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. It helped to train you. My insight, my interest is this. Now, these moments, I'd call them the dark past. Highly pleasant. I mean, nobody wants to be in that situation.
Not
Myself, I wouldn't.
Yes, sir.
So, these moments, yeah, the dark past, it's a how did you? Okay, you mentioned that it was training for you, but how did it build you to become the man that you are today?
Yes.
How, and you are very young at this time, you know. You're very young in this time, and already so
Exactly.
but you're still a lad. So how does it build you? Your dark past.
Like I mentioned, I did not want to use my past experiences, you know, to break me. If possibility was available, nkebe ke di letleletse gore di break. But like I said, I call them my militant training. My past contributed to my maturity, not my growth. There is a difference between growth and maturity. Growth is natural, maturity is a decision. And most of the maturity who contribute the encounter, the experiences and the situations somebody o hitile mo go tsone. So my past contributed a lot to my maturity. Like I said, there were many times whereby I can a big brother, and I can a big brother I'm forced to handle all the household chores in the house and make sure jarata is up to date. You come home, you find me attend. You know, I was exposed to that space from way back. You understand? So it somehow nurtured me. It somehow extracted the vision of the person that I am. Anytime soon, till my day of demise, would I run away from responsibilities? They since enveloped me from tender age. You understand? So those experiences made me, they chiseled me. To somebody, they may sound excruciating or breaking somehow, but to me, they brought about ingredients of a man I'm proud of, you know, to this day. You understand? Yes. So that's how past yaga e contributileng ka teng mo botshelong ba me. There are a few things must I put in the table. They outstand compared to that of my other siblings. like I said, kore ke mo monna mogolo a tlhokahalang, and then ba bangwe ba hiwa dijarata and stuff like that. And o mo rumong e leng gore o itse gore no ona na le jarata ebile ke landlord ebile o ja madi a di-tenants a le monnyaka a le monnyeya, and ga se go mo e leng gore sibling ya gago tla gore a re let's share. No, it's not gonna happen. So ke kitso ya go itseela gore ke na le sibling yaka e leng gore ke landlord. So gone ho ke dira ya nna o e leng gore by the look of things ga go lebege go na le mongwe o tla tlang a nthare ke kwadile sengwe ka leina la gago. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
By the look of things ga go lebege go na le mongwe o tla tlang a nthare no me a re mehali le hasinyana ke le mo maineng ga gago. Nobody ga go bona le gona le ope yo e leng gore o solohetsa sepe sa go nna yalo for myself. You understand? So go nyana ga teng go ra gore somehow it switched on, it pressed on a button mo teng ga ka ya gore, you know, when I grow I am going to make sure that the fact that nobody was there for me, I'm going to be there for myself, and I will ensure that I do whatever it takes gore I gauge up my life. I don't live a sorry kind of life. Kana I don't live a life e leng gore somebody must sympathize for me. Ga kana go afoda botshelo bo e leng gore mongwe o tla ba a ntlhomogela pelo, but ke batla go tshela botshelo bo e leng gore you look at me, you wow me. You understand? So go ga teng gone ga activate that version mo teng ga ka, you know, to become a man. So ga ke gola mo baneng ba gaole di ba botle e be ke a go nna wa ntlha go nyala.
Okay.
I think ke nyetse ke le dingwaga tse 23. So it was a shock to everybody. How do you do this? You are still young and all those kind of things. You understand? So that's the life I get to say. I remember, yeah, like I'm saying, 23, 24, somewhere there. I remember na kwe ne ke santsana ke tsana sekolo. O tlotlo bona re tlhaloganyo e sa le tswa kgakala. Kana kwa allowance. Ne re ja 1.920. Yeah. Somewhere there. So ne ke na le mathaka ba ditsala tsa me ba e leng gore ba bangwe ne ba tswa up north. So most of them go ra re ne ba ne tenants. So every time ga ba duela di landlord madi a rent ne ke na le bone. So something just was triggered mo teng ga ka. I was like, if this guy wa tsala me a duela 600 pula wa rente to this person, me nna ke nna kwa lapeng for free. Ke tshwanetse ke ipolelele gore ke kgaogana le 600 pula every month. You part ways with 600 bucks. Le nna kgwedi ga e hela ke ntsha 600 pula, and guess what I was doing? So 600 pula ne ke mo tsaya be ke reka di cement ka ene. So advantage ya kwa lapeng ka mora ga jarata go lady go na le molapo. So ne ke tsaya motlhaba a mahala mo molapong. My uncle, my late uncle, ne ra ya go aga kwa yang go aga teng. O na ntsa because ke nna ne ke la available by then. So ne ke nna le ibara ga go from bonyenya le bon. So ke itse go duba taka and everything. Le gompieno, even yesterday, le re plastera ko kerekeng. That's my life. Wow. So motho a tsena ko kerekeng a ithala ke bereka ke thinkgetse ke apere overall. They would somehow think, Muruti, why are you doing this? You understand? Every morning, my wife will bereka go joining. So ke mo dropa ka Saturday, Monday morning. And then that time so eba tla man target le go go ena, but like is working a little as contract, keep a contract. I would rather not attend to her e be ke pusha tse ding. You understand? So maabane le ntse re plaster go kerekeng like I'm saying. So batho ba tsena go kerekeng ne ba sa khone go ntemoga because ne ke le mo di riffing ke le mo hutsing mo di overall. So ba tswa go lemoga ke rotse hutse gore ke nna, and they were like, what? Okay, exactly, this is my life. Like this is me. Ke feel fulfilled when I do this. So ke tswa ka go ga teng from who? From my uncle. You understand? So gore re ke nna ke tsaya motlhaba mo molapong ke reka di cement tsa 600 pula kgwedi le kgwedi ke a di-foroma nna ka bonna ke a di-foroma so ke re ditena every month go itlheleng ditena di lekana. And then I started resorting go reka di-door frame, di-window frame and stuff like that. Ke nna ke tswelelalo ke reka disenke e be ke ba madi ke nna ke ba madi e be ke batla moagi e be ke tshwana gore ke agele my mother 2.5 ntlo ya 2.5 rooms ke santsana ke tsena school.
This is a tertiary level.
Exactly. So I bona gore tlhaloganyo le tswa kae e tswa kwa.
Yeah.
I started that kind of thing ke santsana ke le monyenyane. So bontsi ba batho ne ba sa dumele, even my friends, gore ke agile ntlo ka madi a allowance. So ga ba mpotsa gore ke dirileng ke ba ke re lona le duela ma 600 pula nna ne ke ntsha 600 pula from my allowance ke reka building material and I was doing that every month. So hence why I was able to erect a project of that nature in that age. You understand? So hence why I'm saying kgolo yaka ga yang break, it made me mature before time. Kana maturity waka o motona mo growthing ya.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how my past contributed to my life. I love my past. Ga ke lebeletse the person o killing yena gompieno.
Wow.
Yes. So that is why go le impossible gore nka punisha past yaka. Gongwane ke sa gola yaka ne go ntse. Maybe nke be ke ga ke tsore nke be ke le mo stating se se feng ke be ke ntse yang nke be ke tse tse dintseng yang, but somehow ke feel gore thotloetso e ntsi e dule from my past experience to the man that I am.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So from your past experience, you have reaped maturity.
Exactly.
That has made you to become.
And there are a lot of positive outcomes.
And a lot of positive outcomes that have made you the man that you are.
Exactly.
And it's very, very, very profound. Ori, you loved your past.
I loved my past. Looking at the man that I am, I love my past.
Yeah, that's another statement.
That's
Not
a statement.
Can say,
Yeah.
With
I don't feel like my past owe me an apology.
Yeah.
But I owe my past many things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Umute Sharing, you mentioned that there were some guys that know Tsana Lebone.
Yes.
Kind of like Kiniki Buhager, kind of as an apostle.
Exactly.
You have associates, you have acquaintances, more Jenny Nyabutsiro. And this is in the journey of life. So obviously there are some relations that you have kept.
Yes.
Or that you had. Some you have kept, some you have let loose.
Yes.
So I'm quite interested in the relations that thing. As an apostle, how were you segmenting these relationships in your life? Because throughout your journey, the people that you were with, and right now, right now, they're still alive, yes.
Exactly.
But they're doing what you were studying.
Yes.
So, do you still keep those acquaintances? Some babo holo or no, anake apostoloi.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you keep them or you? Yeah.
But that's a profound question. What I can say is that, as you grow past a lot of things. You grow past a lot of people, not for pride. There are people who if you reach a certain level of life, realm automatically accommodate. It's not you, it's the realm you enter in. You understand? The realm friendly, the realm accommodative. You would try by all means to keep the person close to you. But the stage ayole mo go yone ena ba feel gore ga khone go synchronize well with the person o leng yene kana kwe. I would honestly tell you that I wanted to keep a lot of my friends. I tried doing that. But ever since this Muruti thing happened to me, I lost a lot of them to this respect realm. Kore whereby motho no bua le ene ka tsela tsono ka bua le ene ka tsone casually, friendly, joke and everything. Ga se tsa bona gore motho kwa mmataka ke moruti, le ene tone ya gagwe hela automatically changes towards you. We're not able to approach or worry, dude. The next thing, and he be like, man of God. You understand?
Yeah.
So na go tse dingwe batla go modumedisa o mara re exe. Who's it? Like we ketlile. But ene ga o modumedisa o re exe ke motlodi wa modimo. Ke ikokobeditse. So nna ke le ka go to loosen up. Go leka go accommodate this guy, but ena ha nga approach ba re motlodi wa modimo ke ikokobeditse. Eno bona gore ga joke. Because the second statement ye we atarang ontso le ka go moha, that friendly gesture. But eno tswa lantsa shrinka away. So hence why I'm saying real mo tse dingwe motho a tsana mo go tsone ga di accommodative. You lose some people e se kganya gore o makama kana o ipoleletse kana o feel gore you are somehow raised kana yang, but e le kganya ya realm yo tsene mo go yone ka tselentseng yalo. So most of this, my friends, se ke leba ga modimo ka sone is that all of them, they got born again.
Wow.
But kana kwa ting ne le nna ne ba mpitsa bra God. Ne ba mpitsa bra God kana bra Jesus. Because language ya mene le dikgang tsa modimo Bible and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So but me ne go sena any bad influence from their side. As a student ne go sena go ka nna le di influence tse di bad. But clan ya rona in a very very respectful towards one another. You understand? Ne ka ska opa bana influence go dira sa itse wa se dira in his private corner. Na ntotla for the life e ke tselang le ene ke go tlotla ke tlotla the life ya le kang go irang go etsela. So in the long run e ba henda ba bona modimo, like all of them. And I think early this year o mongwe a bone na nyala ko mo shop. 2 years ago o mongwe na nyala ko Francistown, and then o mongwe le ena na nyala gape tsone side is north. So all of them, they got married. So mo gara mo bogompieno ke borre ba tshelang hela matshelo ya very ana le maikarabelo. Ene botle ba tshelela modimo. You understand? So yaanong you would imagine motho a teng yaanong a sokologile nna anong ke moruti gore gono ho nna le ene ko re lang ka re ke le ka go tone down go apara.
It doesn't allow them to do that.
Ko re bone ba fila gore ga go ba letle gore ba ka nna casual to me. E nna o ka re somehow nna la ke le ka go to step down. So go heletse go re paledisa gono ho gore le mo bogompienong I can say no, me we are buddies, like we do things together, we what no. Ga ke letsa motho a teng ke man of God, how you say, I'm very happy you called me. La nne ne ke le ka gore puisana rona e nne relaxed. So ya go bora ka gore no batla go ntsa serious. So that's how it happens.
So you just let it be.
Exactly my point.
But it's very profound. I think it's good and nice that you still have those relations growing up and you still have kept them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wonderful. Now you're a preacher. You're an apostle. You mentioned your family.
Yes.
Like your siblings,
Yes.
and all that. What's their contribution to your calling or your giftings? What's your contribution? What's their contribution in your ministry as an apostle?
Wow.
You mentioned that tikologo ile go thusitse ka maturity and everything, but I'm interested now in the spectrum of your calling. Okay, mama ke yo, abuti ke yo, sister ke yo. How do they contribute to your ministry as an apostle?
That's a good one. Kana it's one thing go gola mo go godisiwa ke batho ba go itse tota go godisiwa ke batho ba go itseng ke ga kola temane ne batho ba tla ridicule Jesu ba re monora moitse is the son of the carpenter wa Nazareth. Hence why a se dira motlholo ope mo Nazareth ba bua kganya gore moporofiti ga ana tlotla ha a tswang teng. You understand? So with mine, this whole thing ya pitso ga e tlhagoga, one thing about my family is that a gona opa bone o kileng a nna kgatlhanong le pitso ya me kana boruti ba me. Ga ke gakologolo ope a boneng ka contender le ene go leka go mo convince gore ke moruti nana. But irile ya go tlhagoga, it's like e ne le go mone ba ntse ba go itse ba botle, you know. E nna ka re ne re ntse re itse ala gore o ene o ke moruti ke ra from my family side. Yeah, so it was like something said gore ne ba ntse ba le aware ka sone, my mom, my siblings and everybody. And you will not believe ke gore ke re le kwa lapeng le bana la ba banyenyana ba mpitsa daddy, you know, re ba ruti re bitswa bo daddy ke se se diragalang. So ha bona le bo batlogolo ba gago ba go bitsa ba re papa, go ra re go na le sengwe se se mo teng ga gago se leng gore se ba dira comfortable kana ba selle mo ga ka wena, se leng gore ga ba go lebile se ba go etla gore ba go lemoge ka tsela e ntseng jalo. My mama ke member ko kerekeng, she comes to church. My siblings ba tla ko kerekeng. Even yesterday ga re plaster ko kerekeng, my mom and my little sister, the one what tlang ko morago ga, they came and they were helping. Le re sala matlakala le bone, re re zusutlhe le bone. You understand? So they believe in my calling. Tata, like I'm saying, ha gona ope a bone e leng gore nkile ka leka go validate mo go ene gore ang accept gore ke moruti. No, I didn't fight for that space of validation whatsoever from my family side. So ke batho la ba itseng la gore nya mo le ke moruti ole ene go ntse hela ka tsela ntseng hela yalo. So coming from my family go ntse yalo, go somehow go dirile gore dilo dingwe di nne motlhofo mo go nna, you know. A lot of things di nnile motlhofo thata mo go nna because ga family go lemoga yalo ba tlhaloganya language ya gago, ba tlhaloganya what you stand for, ebile gape ba tlhaloganya le the level of authority you occupy in that domain, in that space. You understand? Ebile gape go ha influence nngwe e rileng lapa le ke la iphitlhela e le gore le patagantse tumelo tse pedi ga ke le gono ho. They see you as a father. Almost every decision is something gore etsewe before ela go ka kangwa sepe, you are consulted and your word becomes final. And they trust your word because ba dumela mo gore le go kola ga go le na le modimo. So that's how it is.
Okay.
Yes.
There's this, I guess you gotta get trendy, can I get trial?
Yes, sir.
Just re back up anyana thukganya ya di dark past. Ke e ka re ba tlhanka ba modimo ba tshwantse gore ba tsena in a dark past so that God wins them into the calling. You mentioned something like that along those lines. So I want you to stretch on it, because should we accept it as a norm? Gore ha o le motlanka modimo o tshwantse re tota o go through e be le gona anong calling ya gago e tla nna well clear and perfected and stuff like that. Why is it that there is that past, that kind of a thing?
Wow.
Yeah.
Ga ke batlo go bitsa a norm kana a trend kana a divine trend. Though in most cases we see repetitions of such unfoldings, whereby gore motho a ba go lemosega gore ke motlanka modimo itlhela motho a teng ana le history nyana hela e leng gore it's very unfriendly. So ga ke itse there's a scripture that says modimo o dirisa the base things, the low things of this world to confound the wise. Ke se itse ra temane ke yone the substratum e determinang gore motlanka modimo o tshwantse ra ba hitile ka eng kapa jang, but a ke batlo go to put a full stop to that. there are some things tse leng gore di kgona go diragalla motho di se divinely influenced, but di diragalla motho e le kgang ya gore it's a bloodline thing. O gola mo lapeng le leng gore so sa go nna yana this kind of occurrences ne di le teng kana di nna di le teng, and then o iphitlhela le gore somehow you are caught up in that path. O iphitlhela le gore o sharile kopi e tshwanang le mongwe a kileng a enwa in time past, and then somehow go gongwe ba go enda pa o le gone ko boruting ko kana go kgona go diragala gore ko re laele gore it's not a bloodline thing, e be nna kgang ya gore modimo go khathela fabric e leng gore it only identifies with you from that bloodline. Wena ko yana o encounterang this kind of a thing o le nosi hela amongst all the people ba leng gore o tshetse le bone kana o tshela le bone ka tsela ntseng jalo, kante that fabric ke yone modimo na e dirisa, you know what, to try to differentiate your path, to try to define your path, and also go leka go go superetsa gore ga o tshwane le ope wa batho. Jacob loved Joseph. He made him a blanket of many colors amongst all his sons. So kobonyane le ke yone ne identifier Joseph amongst his brethren, gore you know what, the hand of God is upon this young man, bile modimo ke ana tlo go mo dirisa to rescue the entire family. You understand? So ke dumela thata mo goreng, of course in the realm of pastors kana in the realm of the clergy go na le baruti ba ileng gore motho a teng hela ba bangwe ba nnile passionate, motho a rata boruti a ba phesiwa theology e le course ya batla, and then that person a ba go kgona go nna le a familiar language ya Bible, a ba kgona go e tlhalosa from Greek to Hebrew, Genesis to Revelation, back and forth just like that. E se kgang ya gore go itse go bua le go kola modimo ga se kgang ya gore go ra gore modimo go biditse. You understand? Okay. Exactly my point. So in the realm of the clergy, there are those ba ileng gore motho o tsugile ala na le gore nna ke batla go phesiwa theology, a ba phesiwa theology a ba register kereke, and then motho a teng a ba nna le kereke batho ba mo follow. So go na le batho ba go nna ya o boitlhela re gongwe motho ga gona sepe se eleng gore maybe this person o hitile ka sone se aka testifyang ka sone to say nna modimo o mphitlhetse ke le mo maemong a kana ke le mo leelong le o ntse re ha abantirase. You understand? E be go nna le bao ba ileng gore you know they go past all these valleys, they climb all these mountains go go goroga ha modimo ba batlang teng. Like I said, matshelo a bone bo Jephthah ne go se motlhofu. Joseph being sold, it was not an easy thing. Bo David, it was not an easy thing. Bo Moses kana kwa bona ba tsholwa khosi ya batla re bana ba beshimana ba bola wa tsewa tsengwe mo basketeng a be a thoko ga metsi. Those kind of things. He is a stammerer. Bo Jeremiah ba banyenyane ka ne ba bua ka teng gore I'm still young and whatnot, all those kind of things. You understand? So bontsi ba bone ba na le this record, ba na le this history e leng gore history a teng hela must you peruse through it ba go tlala le gore lo yana hela in your normal state o feel ya gore so se se regeletseng motho tota ha se ka ntiragala, I don't think I can survive, but somehow God give them the strength to survive that course because it's a course and one must graduate from that course to bear up with the giftings le go tshegetsa sepe se modimo se beile mo teng ga gago ona la accountability, fully responsible, ibile gape o kgona go se emela bo se defender ka tselentseng yalo without you abusing it. You understand? So ke feel gore le baka la gore batlhanka ba modimo ba itlhela ba raletse se ba sa raletseng before ena batlhanka ba modimo is because modimo ba raledisa gore be go kgona ka moso ba kgone go tshegetsa se modimo a se beile mo matshelong a bone gore ba ska ba se abuse, ibile gape ba kgone go se defender mo go divine, ba itse gore ga ke a receiver se ka lebaka la gore ke a deserve. If I look back at my history ya ka go tlhelele e ganetsa the person o ke leng ene kana e ganetsa the person o modimo mo dirileng ene. Modimo re raledisa diotse somehow go leka go bola the pride ya go katla ka moso be re claima supremacy over dilo tsa re dinetse. So gore o ireng o kgone go nna le a window past ya gore o lebelele botshelo ba go to say nkile ka ja mo dustbineng. So gompieno ke claima supremacy mo go se modimo a se ntirileng sone ke itse gore nkile ke go na le go ngwa nkile ka ja mo dustbineng kwa nakong e hitileng ke tshwana gore past ya me eng humble from trying to find wings and fly to a state of supremacy eo go hitisisa mongwe le mongwe. So past yaka kana dilo tse modimo di dirisa gore di tle di kgone gore yang di bereke go nna di humble monna yo kana mosadi yo, you understand, because wa gongwe wa sa heta through that path ke mo ka moso re tsogang ke itlela le gore ke gata ka batho ka dinao ke mo ka moso ke tsogang ke itlela le gore ke dirisa kereke to advantage ya my personal preferences ke mo reng ke go lebelelana be ke bona opportunity ya go ka settle di bili tsaka, you understand. So modimo go hitisisa through seemo sa teng gore ka moso seemo seo se kgone go tsoga se go humble every time and then ga o tsweletse ntse o gaina mileage in your calling. Okay. So that's me. I feel so ibile gape ke itebeletse gore ka moso okay go tsheleng mo ke go tshetseng ka teng go heletse go ira gore ke nne somehow ga ke bona motho a le vulnerable a sena boroko go sena nnang teng ke palwa ke gore motho a tla go natla nthare moruta ka na boroko. Personally ke palwa ke go mora ke re modimo go se go atse kana modimo tla go thusa ke nna le stress mo ke enda bank make sure gore go ra le gore gona boroko ha kereking I would call my mother ebe ke kopa my mother gore ke kopa gore nngwe ya di room tse o di hirisang ke kopa gore accommodate motho and because o tlhaloganya language yaka gore monno ke motho ntseng jang she would just avila ntlo motho a ba tsana sa duele rent totally nothing, you understand, just because ke moretse ke re go parna mera accommodate le motho re leke go mo khabetsa re leke go sheltera this person because ke itse ranka disimisa motho a le in that state I'm not gonna sleep because I have ke tsetse mo ntlong ene le role morena ya Setswana ene sena le bati. So gore motho a ba gore ga ana boroko ba go robala ko me to come to perform that state ke itseng ga gona go resta tlhaloganyo ya mesen, you understand. So somehow go ntira motho past ya ka intira gore ke nne motho ke nne sensitive to motho o mongwe because I have passed sengwenyana se motho a se rallang ka nako yone. So go ntira gore ke reconcile back to settle sa motho mongwe la ka tsela entseng hela yalo.
Okay.
Yes sir.
Thank you very much about that. Viewers, just to remind you, we are here. We're still here tuned in with Apostle Dr. Mothusi Phitshane, who is the overseer of Rema Word Prevailing Church. And we are still going to continue with our conversation with the men of God. Now, Apostle, I want us to jump now into this topic. I think it will be one of the most interesting topics. So, as a man of God, there is this societal expectation. There is this expectation ya gore highly men of God, highly an apostle, go santse re gonne le ma apostle. So I want us to discuss and have clarity on that societal expectation. Is it how it's supposed to be, or what can you say about that thing?
No, ke leka go tshwara this thing ya gore ha ile gore I'm a prophet gore my wife should be a prophetess. Well, those are things we have encountered many times. Social media, just across the walks of life. Here is the truth. Okay, let me use myself.
Okay.
As a married man, as a clergy, when I was out there hunting on whom to marry, I did not want to marry a prophetess. Not that I have a problem may being a prophetess. I'm not against that. I celebrate bomme ba tlang ba na le dipitso le ba prophetess and stuff like that. Nna hela ka bonna. Personally, I must be honest.
Yeah.
Ne ke feel gore ke sharp. I'm enough. Gore be ke na le baruti ba le babedi, be myself and my wife. Ke feel gore mo boruting ba me mo leetong le ke le tsamaileng. Ne ke feel gore ke batlana le motho e leng gore language ya gagwe e tla nna different from what I'm called to do. Not it's a language worldly, it's a language peirileng, but it's a language le kang go relaxisa, you know, to try to tone down from this pastoral energy thing. You understand? So that's what I wanted. You understand? Gore ha ke hetsa service ka Sontaga, ha ke tsena mo koloing, ga ke batla go tsamaya ke discussa ditemana. Ga ke batla go tsamaya ke le spiritually. Ga ke batle go tsamaya ke, you get what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
I don't want to carry the church mood into my car. Kana go kwa lapeng. Ke batla mo reng ke tsena kwa be ke go tshegiwa, go tshamekiwe, go relaxiwe, go nne le vavavum mo teng ga ntlo. Ga e le gore ke kganya boruti ke moruti go enough.
Okay.
You understand? So my choice of marriage was mo lining yone gore ke batla motho le leng gore ga ana la ile pitso, ga bidiwa, ga is not a speaker, ga ne ke batla motho hela o rata modimo a boiha modimo, amen, hallelujah, be headlines hela lo. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think even le ka lenyalo I made that clear. Kana kwa reception what I said it. Gore ne ke sa batla go nyala prophetess kana moruti kana eng whatsoever. Ne ke batla motho e leng gore she's something I'm not. Though a tsana mo botshelong ba me, not go tla go lwantsha se modimo a se beile mo teng ga me kana go dictate kana go to have an upper hand over it, but someone o leng go respecta gore ke moruti, ibile ga ana bothata ba gore ke moruti, ibile gape boruti ga mona go mo resepe, ga ana go bolwantsha go bloka whatsoever. And that's the person I married. But go nnile le but.
Yes.
Gone le ha ne ka botsa modimo ke marakere modimo ke feel gore o nnokile.
Hey.
Now when I saw her preach, she was invited, she preached in different platforms in a short space. You understand? Mind you, ga rena la ile 2 years mo lenyalo, but already go mone ke ra ke go batle go setse go manifestile, and that I'm the husband. Ga ke na right over spiritual being e mo teng ga motho. I can't switch off that button. I can't format that life. Go ra re ke se modimo di sa ileng go se ba modimo na itse ra ke se batle ba se mphitlhela. But because already I've made a covenant, not that I regret anything whatsoever gore ke nyetse yang, but ke feel gore modimo o nnokile nke ba sala ka ile go ga teng clear. Go ra modimo na itse gore ha na clarify le kgenya teng, I was not going to marry her. Because ne ke go nyala something that I don't want. Ne ke go nyala manifestations le di exhibitions tse ke sa di batle. But it's unfortunate go ga teng go setse go sa face it. And it's funny that there was a time I was doing ordination. I was ordaining ministers. I took them through the class. My wife was not part of it. She never attended one. And I did not even ordain her. Until now, we don't, she has a, ga tshwara title, ga se apostle, ga se prophetess. No, ke Lady Phitshane.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But me gonna let that great preacher o mo teng ga ga. O e leng gore as it now, ga ke itse gore ke bitsa motho ke mara ke re ke ene mang by title. And I'm not even looking for that. Because ke se modimo itse gore ke se batle. You understand? So o pehelo wa mo lebeletseng from a distance, even from a short from a close proximity. Baka mitsa se ba batlang go se mitsa go yeng ka ha ba se bona ka teng. But now I choose not to go that temptation. Ya go kamara kere she's a prophetess. I'm still battling with that. You understand? Because if must I accept this, modimo sontse ra nketele. Atla mpolella go nya mme morena mosadi o monyetseng ne ke sa batle gore o itse gore she's this and that, you understand?
Yeah.
So ke ra re nna that's my journey, but me gape in addition to that, it's important for people to know gore ga o le moruti o bo o nyala. Number one, mosadi ya gago play a very very greater role e ntsi thata mo botshelong ba gago as a pastor, go hitisisa se motho ope a ka se dira mo botshelong ba moruti. Ke bitsa mosadi wa moruti the pastor of a pastor. This woman is pastoring a pastor at home. You understand? So ma moruti pastora moruti, she's the pastor of the pastor kwa lapeng. So ha moruti a ya ko kerekeng, gets there, the church celebrate, moruti ka ha tlang a apere ka teng, sutu e a le smart, kereke ya tshwanna go omita kana kereke ya tshwanna go lebala gore the reason why monna apere ya ka apere ya wa apesitswe ke the pastor at home yo ele mang.
Wow.
Mosadi wa.
Wow.
So mosadi ya go ke ana mo apesa, mosadi ya go ke ana mo irelang breakfast, energy ya tsana go kerekeng ya gore ba kgona gore moruti ke ana mo apetseng kwa lapeng. So lona le celebrate moruti le kereke, mara gona le moruti behind moruti, you understand?
Yes.
The reason why moruti a kgona go tsoga a itumetse a le sharp, a le very very healthy both mentally and spiritually and physically is because there is a pastor back home o ene gore ke ena mahang energy. So the pastor ile mosadi she o neela moruti dio tse dintsi tse ileng gore moruti a tsena go kerekeng, kereke ya ditsa mo go moruti. And after service mosadi yo ke ene o ileng gore o ba ta neela moruti se kereke e se tsereng. So she puts a lot of things into the pastor tse ileng gore ga di tsena go kerekeng, they are drained out, they are sucked out, they are taken by the church. And then immediately after the service, it is this woman o ileng gore ha tsena o tsamaya sidila moruti, ga tsena kwa lapeng o tshela moruti metsi, moruti wa tlhapa, wa apela moruti wa ja, energy moruti a tswang go e dirisa o khona gore ba khona go e recover because of what? Because of the pastor at home. You understand? So gone ho ga ke itse gore where is the problem ya gore ga ile gore mo profit o nyetse mosadi a taba ipitsa prophetess e tswa haka. If you are a prophet, then there is a prophet behind the prophet at home. You understand? She might not assume the platform or the pulpit e moruti a nang le yone, but mehela gore ba khona go tshegetsa monna wa se rodumo se se kalo yo e leng gore every Sunday people come gather to hear what he has to say. If that person a khona go bua mo botshelong ba monna, then the church or people or the society should respect motho. It's not like ga ke itse ke ba buelele, but ke dumela gore they are not title driven. No, that they are not into pastors because most of them ba batla di title. See, ga ke dumele gore motho a teng ga setse anong a go rogile into the reality ya botshelo bo moruti a botshelang, motho a teng o ka rata gore ba batla gore ba bitswa ka title. If a go rogile into the reality of the life of the pastor is healing, they will not be title driven, they will not have appetite for title. You understand?
Yeah.
So nna ke dumela gore mosadi wa moruti ke mosadi o modimo a mmileditseng moruti, because ha mosadi wa ka ska bilediwa moruti go go tlhakatlhakana mo bodireding ja ga moruti. Yeah, like go go nna a lot of helter skelter in the ministry of a pastor. So modimo o tshwanela gore a biletse moruti motho a feelang gore no, this woman o enough, her hands are enough, she's trained enough go ka handle the magnitude and the capacity ya bodiredi ba ga moruti gore ba irang ba go prosper, ba go flourish. Because must the pastor fall into wrong hands of a wife, go ile a loka bodiredi ba ga mang ba ga moruti. So the ministry of a pastor prospers because of who? Because of the pastor at home.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So happy, I think line ya gore ga mo profiti a nyetse mosadi a tshwanetse gore immediately a apesiwe the jacket of a prophetess. I think it's from kgang ya ga Isaiah.
Okay.
Isaiah was a prophet. Bible e bitsa mosadi wa gagwe a prophetess. So gongwe bontsi ba batho ba etsa from there that the man was a prophet while the wife
Is a prophetess land.
is a prophetess. You understand? So, but me, that's not always the case. You understand? Okay, hari particular script. What if mosadi ile ena leng ministry active? She's leading the church. The next thing aba go nyalwa ke rrehela o ileng gore ena o tla ise moruti. A ka gore mosadi ke prophetess, a go raya gore monna o tshwanetse re tle nne prophet. Wa bona re yanong gone go it's now arguable.
Yes.
Mare wa e nna gore ha moruti le mo prophet mosadi tshwanetse re nna prophetess and mo go nna obvious. But ha mosadi le prophetess aba active in the ministry, aba nyala monna o se mo prophet, that a go raya gore monna o tshwanetse le ena apare jacket. No. So I know a lot of pastors ba e leng gore ba nyetse basadi ba baruti, mosadi le moruti, but monna o ene o a ba go bereka behind the scene. O bitla le gore monna o ene o ga se moruti ga a re mare ke ene o e leng gore ke ene head of media. You understand? Ke ene head of media ya mosadi ya gago, ke ene o e leng gore advertisement, anything, the video, the nepe, like everything concerning media, monna ke ene o e leng gore o behind.
Okay.
Go tsa image ya mosadi a ba e penta to the world. So the guy is not preaching. Mosadi ke ena rara, but ene go na le sa se dira mo bodiri dintšha mosadi wa gagwe. Ke ena ma mileage in terms of what? Media techniques and everything. Ga pa ga mo pulpit. So this should not be the case ya gore ga monna wa moruti a nyetse mosadi go na le mosadi a tshwanetse le ene a ba a tsa title ba pile na mosadi wa ya monna ga.
Okay.
Mare mme gape ga re ka ke ra writer of kgang ya gore go possible gore moruti ke le moruti e re ke a go nyala e be ke a go nyala mosadi o leng gore in her own capacity o biditse. It's very very possible gore ke biditswe in my own capacity, in my own space, e be ke a go nyala mosadi o leng gore le ha neng ke sa monyala, la ne ke sa monyala, still this mosadi na go tswela ntse night clergy.
Yes.
Yeah. So go na le manyalo a e leng gore banyalani ba nyalaje. The society or the church should understand gore la monno a nyetse mosadi o hela in her own space, ona ntse na le pitso e leng ya gagwe. Yes.
Yeah.
So she doesn't become a prophetess because she is a prophet. La mo profita ka tsama mosadi go tswela ntse sala ntse leng a prophetess because o biditswe in her own capacity, in her own space.
Yeah.
So ha go nnile yalo, ha go ka nna lenyalo la go nna yalo, a batho ba ska ba simola ba castigate, a batho ba ska ba simola ba ngata matlapa to say o nyetse bile mosadi jo le fast ke prophetess. No.
Yeah.
That should not be the case.
Yeah.
Because the dealings of God, the ways of God, Bible bua kanya gore dikakanyo tsa modimo di heta tsa motho. Ditsela tsa modimo di heta tsa ditsela tsa motho. You understand? So ho gongwe modimo o kgona gore abe o biditswe for instance yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
And then the wife o yang go monyalo, modimo ba go preparela mosadi le gore o tla na le gift le calling. Ga ya go le pataganya matrimonially e bela go complimenta one another. Kanti the prosperity ministry o modimo ba ile mo teng ga gago ya go atolo ga o sena na o kopana le mosadi wa capacity yo, then e be go gonna le a breaking out, an overflow. You understand? So go kgona go nna le that possibility. So re ska ra rule out because least re tlhela le gore re pitlagantse batho mo dipitsong tse modimo di ba bileditseng ka lebaka la gore ba nyetswe ke title le dingwe tse di rileng and a motho o nyetsweng a tshwanetse gore a assume a certain title e be ra go tshaba go mo eneela ka lebaka la gore re tshaba dikgang tsa eng the society. You understand?
Yeah.
Exactly my point.
So out of that conversation,
Yeah.
are you saying that it is essential that when you are called, everyone needs?
Wow. Gora bo biditswe pitso le lenyalo ke dilo tse ke madiredi a mabedi a harologaneng. Marriage on its own, it's a ministry. Doing church elsewhere, it's another ministry. You understand? So, but me gape ha gona molao ope mo Bibeleng o reng gore o bo biditswe o tshwanetse go bo nyetse kana o nyetswe. I have done ministry for many years, single, and ministry was prospering. Ministry was very fruitful.
Yes.
Ntse single. You understand? Lenyalo li fitlhetse ntse ke le mo bodiredi. Ga ke a nyala e be ke simolola ministry. Ke nyetse ntse ke le mo ministry. Go ra gore my ministry le lenyalo, my marriage is younger than my ministry. You understand?
Yes.
So ga gona mola ope o ra moruti mo ra gore go rulile batho ba ro bonyetse. Let's take Paul for instance. Paul wasn't married. He did ministry. He outstood Murizimbaha. Yet he restrained himself from Onya. And he prospered. And he wrote many books in the Bible, epistles in the Bible. Nyasa nyal. So lenyalo galere gore it's one of those qualifications to start ministry. No. Mm-hmm. A lot of people buy long and they're doing ministry and they're doing very well.
Okay.
So lenyalo is not that, it's not ingredient we have to add gore monna go ka te o qualifyela go ka dira bodiredi kana go ka dira pitso ya modimo. Yes sir.
All right. Thank you for that. I just wanted to remind
me gape
yeah,
lenyalo le botlhokwa. Le botlhokwa thata you know mo botshelong ja motho.
Okay.
Yes, because number one, lenyalo le na le seriti se leng gore letla brings to your life. There's that jacket ya seriti leng gore ga o nyetse o leader batho, you command that aura, you command that respect from the society. Ibile mo nakong ya gompieno, not that I'm trying to put this as a must to anybody nor communicate this as pressure to anybody o ka tswang nteditse, but mo nakong ya gompieno society e fila gore bo kgaitsedi a rona ba safe le moruti o nyetseng yona le mosadi. Because somehow ga ana le mosadi, he would respect batho ba bomme, and go nyala technically we tla le gore go protectile from a lot of temptations, from a lot of here and there issues. You understand? It brings restraints, it safeguards botshelo ba gago le neo ya gago, ibile gape go go thusa gore somehow motsamo wa gago o nne accountable to yourself and to your wife. You understand?
Yeah.
So lenyalo le na le goga le na le grace ya teng hela ga motho a le consider. You understand? So le na le se leng gore se ka se player into botshelo ba moruti yo leng active mo bodiredi. It brings one of those advantages. Ga o tswa mo kerekeng wa itse gore o ya lapeng and wa tsamaya le mosadi wa gago. You understand? Wa go hwa dijo ke mosadi wa gago, wa go robala gape go ga mosadi wa gago, go tlisa tsone di advantages tsone tsa go nna jalo. So le siame thata mare ga ke batle gore a kere lenyalo should be a must to any pastor or to any person who is called. It's not coming in as a must, but milisiame thata.
In other words, it's a recommendation.
Exactly.
In your journey and ministry, you recommend lenyalo.
Yes sir.
Viewers all over the world, you've heard it from Apostle Dr. Mothusi Phitshane. It is recommendable that you are married. It's recommendable for all spectrums, be it muruti, career-wise, just life-wise, it's recommendable. Like I mentioned from the apex of this episode, it's special. It's a very special episode, and it's out there dedicated for our fathers, as we are joined today by one of our fathers in the nation. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
Happy Father's Day. We are here just to show love and have conversations with our father.
Yes.
So as we are moving on, how is being a man of God and being a father, how does that look for you?
Wow.
More especially, very aware that you do have a daughter. So
Yeah.
how does that look for you as a man of God? And again, you are a father.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you've brought about two perspectives, or two visions, or two dimensions. Yeah, being a man of God and also being a father. The sweet thing about that is having the ability to ensure that those dimensions synchronize. Yeah, because if those dimensions these are synchronized, you are definitely going to struggle bringing fruits from those two dimensions. Like you've already mentioned, gore go ntse yang go nna moruti le go nna ntate kana motsadi ko lapeng. Go molemo, because I take it that se ke se dirang as a man of God, I am qualified a father in the family of God, and I am also qualified a father at my own personal space kwa lapeng. So ke di role tse di synchronizing, like I'm saying, ke di role tse leng gore di a tsamaisana, di tsamaya ga mmogo. If I am able to handle my own house, my few people, my wife and my daughter, if I can master that, that ability, I can exert it ka go handle a bigger family. Now the problem becomes, ga ke palelwa ke go handle lelapa le le kananyana kwa lapeng, my wife and my daughter. How am I going to be able to handle 100+ congregation?
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it first starts kwa lapeng, and ke gone be go spreada kae go a kwa ntle. So I have learned fatherhood both kwa lapeng le ko kerekeng. And you put me in those two realms, they don't come to me as a shock. I don't panic. I don't panic. I go church. The way I relate with my spiritual sons and daughters, go swana like relate le ngwana ke kwa lapeng. But of course, ngwana ke kwa lapeng ona le the advantage tse di upper than the advantage that I can give ko kereke. You understand?
Yes.
But mehela altogether, it's a sweet thing to be there for somebody. You understand? It's a good thing to be there for somebody, be it home or church. That's the sweet thing about being a father. You understand? Yes. So it also takes wisdom, who balance these two dimensions, kind of these two domains. Gore kwa lapeng ga ke suffocate my family mo ke iphitlhelang e le gore the church in absorbile, it sucks the best out of me, e ntseela nako, e ntseela sengwe le sengwe se ke tshwanetseng gore be ke senela bana kwa lapeng. I have to be in a position ya go balancisa home, gore nako ya ka lelapa I don't sell it to church. You understand? Ke nela lapa la me nako goreng at the end of the day lapa la me la go nnela mo go nna ga le na go nnela ko kerekeng. You understand? So la go nnela mo go nna dikeledi tsa lapa la me ke nna ke di bonang, ke itse the cry in my house. You understand? Hence why go le botlhokwa gore ke ke balance home. And once ke faila go balance this thing, ke go itlhela ile gore probably my wife go ka nna le possibility ya gore a simolole go hate kereke ka lebaka la gore kereke mo tsetse e tsere attention ya monna wa gagwe a ba hate kereke. Go ka nna le possibility mo go ngwana ke gore a simolole go hateng kereke because ngwana ke o feel gore the time ye di dia tshwantse gore a nnele kwa lapeng o e neela kereke. And ga ngwana ke le mosadi ya ba ka hate kereke, they're not going to come to church. You understand? Ya go nna ke le nosi bone ba sala kwa lapeng. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So but me ga ke balance this life gore nna le bone re kerekeng ga gona go tla yalo ba le under duress. No, they are not under coercion, they are not under force ya go kerekeng. It's a lifestyle e ba itseng gore ra e rata ke botshelo ba rona. So bone le kereke ga ba le attention, ba itse gore ka nako a bone monna o re nela attention e re deservang, bana ke banela attention e ba e deservang ka letsatsi le gore ba e deserve ka lona. And I always try make sure gore ga ke tse dikgang tsa ko kerekeng e be ke di isa kwa lapeng, because it will not be wise of me go tsa di issue tsa ko kerekeng e be ke di isa kwa lapeng, because whatever se nka se buang sa ko kerekeng kwa lapeng ke a go itlhela le gore gongwe ke tsere nako ya gore gongwe ke mene ke address one or two issues tse di concern lapa la. So ke itse gore kereke ga ke le kwa lapeng demarcation ya yone ya gae same thing hela kwa lapeng and church going back to the family. So it's a matter of mastering the art ya go balance botshelo bo gore ga o sufferise bila ga o suffocate se sepehela sa these two spheres.
Okay.
Yes,
The way you're just articulating it, it just shows that there is a balance between the two. Ha ono po o shotang ku kerekeng ha ba shote the apostle ko lapeng ga ba shote deity.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ha go shote ha bi ko lapeng.
Exactly.
There is you jingle it up in a nice way. And you mentioned wisdom.
Yeah.
You mentioned that it's by wisdom gore go kgone go dira those two. Now why do we need fathers in the community?
Oh.
Yeah, what's the importance of fathers and why do we need them in our community?
Oh. Yeah, before answering that, heading mo go sona wa sa tlo go se bua se ne ke se buile concerning ya ne kgang ya wisdom. Wisdom should inform you that you are a pastor at church.
Okay.
And your husband at home. You understand? It will not be wisdom of me ke tswa ka maapostola ko kerekeng ebe my wife le ngwana ke ba go relate le an apostle.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You can imagine the setup and the atmosphere e leng gore ngwana ke o tle ba re o tlo go ntshwara ka ditsebe. She can't, because I get I may touch not the anointed of God. You understand?
Yeah.
Ngwana ke a re o tshameka le nna o mpontsha sengwe o batla go bina o batla go just go nna ngwana. The next thing e be ke mara ke re go and pray, kana don't watch television, read the Bible. Ba bona re ke tsere maapostola ke mise kae
Ko lapeng.
kwa lapeng. So go ra re ke ile go bula ministry o mongwe wa kereke kae kwa lapeng. The next thing lapa e be headline na church environment. So ngwana ke yona a le hale a bua ka ditemela mmaka hale, because ke tsere maapostola ke mise kwa lapeng. Ga gona mood wa relaxation, ga re kgone go mingle, ga ba kgone go nna bone ya ka ba tshwanetse go nna bone mo ile gore if they don't become can't le kitlela le gore ke ba lositse self healing ene ka ba dira gore enne banyana bane. You understand? So ga re ke ba letlelle gore enne banyana ba le ko lapeng. Ngwana ke mosana enne ngwanyana ole, my wife enne ngwanyana ole, le nne be ke nna moshimane ole hape le ga bone.
Wow.
You understand? Mo ba khona go tshamekana mo go nna e se kganya gore ke nna ke le uptight, ke nna ke le di-scripturing, ke nna ke le moeng, You understand? So there are those ba ileng gore ba kgona go iphitlhela ba dirile jalo. At the end of the day malapa a bona ba end up a suffer because ngwana ga batla energy ya ga rragwe ele ga a kgone go e kry-a, ga a kgone go tshameka le rragwe, ngwana ga a kgone go mo teaser ka sepe, le mosadi ga a kgone go mo teaser ka sepe, o nna ela o ntse le apostol ga ba itse gore ba bua le wena gore ba gore ba reng, because you'd never want to tone down from that pleasurous clan, that pleasurous cloud ele ya gago ele o nna o le uptight. So that's why wisdom is needed. You understand?
Yeah.
To know gore at home you are a husband, you are a father, you are a boyfriend, and then at church to ono nna moruti gone ko kerekeng ko. So balance ya teng e tla gone go the ability to know which dimension to apply how it's in a certain domain. If I go in church, I know I'm a pastor, I'm an apostle, but if I go home, I remove that jacket, I become what? Husband, I become a dad, I become a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You understand? Exactly. So that's how I can only go about merging balance you, and I think that's the enseñar. So you've asked Apostle nngwe ya gore go ntse yang go nna rre in the community. First of all, ga o le motho wa rre ga gore o itse pele gore o mang ebile contribution ya gago ke eng in the community, ebile gape wa go tshwanela ke gore o nne le ka ga o viewang the community ka teng, le wena at the same time o itse gore community go na le ka ga e go viewang ka teng. So ka community e go lebellang ka teng go a go determine gore o nna eng to your community. Ka community go lebang ka teng go a go determine gore community ya gago e benefita eng from yourself as what? As a father. So the word father, it's not just, it doesn't go in one definition. It's a lot of things packaged. One. You are a father, we expect you to provide. You are a father, we expect you to offer security. You are a father, we expect you to allow a good environment for batho ba ba tshela mo community yo le mo go yone. You are a father, we expect you to bring developments. E ka nna tse di tangible, e ka nna di development tse le gore di intangible. You are a father, we expect you to groom batho ba borre boys ba e leng gore ka moso ke bone the future leaders, ke bone the future visionaries, the future heads tsa chaba ya rona kana tsa community ya rona. So as a father, one of the things I pride about ke the ability, you know, to play mental, spiritual and physical contribution to a boy child, because once a boy asa trainiwa ka moso ga disregarda any female being he encounters, wa go disregarda mama, wa go disregarda the sister, wa go disregarda somebody else's sister, because moka wa no ga trainwa mo tseleng e siame. You understand? So as a father, there are a lot of things the community the expect from ourselves, and as fathers we should be in a position, you know, to give back to the community. Saying what a community expect re batho ba borre naturally. So re uzido za thing community rona e benefit re nne in the upfront, re go pele re tse place ya rona in the community, or community rona e tswe nne in a safe haven for mothers and for children. That's what I can say about being a father in the community and what is expected of you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Kantele, when we were just starting our episode, you mentioned something about Hutuba Daka and all that.
Yes.
Now, Romana being now, and we have Papa, we have Mama. How are responsibilities mapped out? Can Papa come in fit the shoes to her Mama when Mama is not there, or ke kgang tsa gore no re emela mama o tata go dira di-plate, can papa rise up to that realm gore no le nna nka tshwara behelo?
Wow.
Yes, in terms of responsibilities, how are they mapped out between the two?
Very, 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 very interesting.
Yeah.
First of all, I must say that goes back to personality and mood.
Okay.
You know that different personalities. Some are introverts, some are extroverts, optimistic, and all those kind of things. So for you to find yourself fit the more space and saying what's more personality, like I'm saying, as a father, I'll say 9 my space, like Monday to Friday. My wife, she only comes Friday evening. Rona mmogo ka weekend.
Yeah.
So mo gare ga beke, I don't do cookings. I'm always at church. Do you understand? Okay, just so hardly on the weekends. Of course, we cannot do really clean. She does the cookings, and then Monday morning, she goes back to work. Do you understand? So we haven't really spent I stepped up to cook. But this morning, so looking at the time, the meeting at church, I couldn't do so because apparently you understand? So there are times I just do surprise her.
Wow.
And then I just do something.
Wow.
But it doesn't come always happy. It's not a must thing. So kuira mood you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So I cooked once in a while. So it's I visit that. So but merabe, when it comes to like on Sundays in the evening, I got Monday Pagala she leaves. So I do what? I do dishes.
The dishes, yeah.
Yes. So I can just step up. Because I think a problem. It's not a burden, to do let's train ourselves. Go iphitlhela o tlhatswa dibeisane kana wa apeile ga go dire gore o mosadi. You don't lose your masculinity. No. That's part of being a father.
Okay.
Because come to imagine a state whereby maybe your wife, she's extremely tired, extremely fatigued, and you can also tell. Would you still expect her to stand up to the kitchen and do such? You understand?
Yes.
You wouldn't. You'd somehow want to protect her from incurring fatigue. No, baby, just sit back. Let me do the thing.
Okay.
Imagine a time where probably your wife is heavily pregnant. Would you want her yet pregnancy no, it's simply just sit. You understand? How that hard to say cook. You wouldn't. So as early as possible, knowing that there's going to be a window to the kitchen and do those. So if you don't familiarize yourself ka go direla bana metsi a tlhapang le go apela lelapa, ga o sa familiarize le go gateng ka moso tsatsi le mosadi a sa kgone go direlo sa go nna yalo the family will encounter difficulties to run.
Yeah.
Because monna that room, the kitchen has in a. So just be flexible, grow flexible, and allow your system, to undergo training. You are a man. You don't lose your masculinity. Especially when you do it from the place of love for somebody you profess for Amara.
Yeah.
You won't feel the burden. You won't feel used. You won't feel like you've lost your masculinity in stepping up to the kitchen. You do that from the place of love. You do that from the place of love, because what I've learned is that man, she loves it. There is always that glow that comes. She would praise me, but naha nela dijo kiditsa bekeja, because to me as a man I'm like kisa na suntora sidira mar ha ki dira so sa solo hela gore nka se dira. It's wowing her. It's hwamu. She will praise you the whole time.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yes. So gore feeling you, that chemistry, you cannot ooze out from her. Do it and give it to her. The whole day she will be very happy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want us to now, there's some instances whereby there are fathers ba godisa bana ba le nosi, single fathers, as we know them.
Yes.
And nako tse dingwe ba diriwa ke seemo se e leng gore it's beyond their control.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
How do you advise a single father out there on this special day, on this journey ya gagwe ya go nna rre a le nosi towards ngwana mosetsana kgotsa towards ngwana wa mosimane?
Wow. No, let me be blunt. And probably wish that man a happy Father's Day.
Yes.
From myself to him.
Yeah.
And tell him that, my brother, you are doing a very, very great job. Probably somebody you are doing tiro entle tata, take it from me. O dira tiro entle tata, taking that child and bringing him or her close, and ensure for upbringing young one now and not top notch. That's one thing say you always be proud of, because so say one whatever so se tisang kana so se direlang ngwana, any contribution, be it anything material, be it words of wisdom, be it guidance, be it counsel, advices, and everything, whatever you do, it's a hela gore you are investing.
Right.
Kgodiso ya ngwana o investa mo ngwaneng. Ka moso ngwana ha tsoga godile, that child will give you back. So no se monela santsana le monyenyane. That child will become exactly mahokwano moara. Bible had to train up a child in a way he should go, so that when he is old, he will not depart from those ways. So how could this someone you are investing? Because ngwano ka moso wa go gonela se wena o se monetseng. That child is gonna give back so kileng wa se monela a go. So men out there, you are doing exceptionally well. Horobo sa latlha ngwana o bo kile wa gola to own it to yourself and take full accountability and responsibility, of raising that child, be it a girl or a boy. Like I said, you are doing well. It's something you will never regret for doing. And keep on doing that. Let's also continue developing ourselves on how to raise bana ba rona and get as much configurations as we need. Let's update our system to level e re le mo go yone, ya go iphitlhela ka itse go ka godisa ngwana ga go sentle. You know why? Because we are exposed to nako ya technology. Times have changed. mo go rang gore in as much as dinako di hetogile go raya gore our groomings mo baneng ba rona le gone go tshwantseng gore go ireng go hetoge le dinako. Hence why I'm saying we should look for configurations, settings tse leng gore di re update to the time e re tshelelang mo go yone gore re se ka re iphitlhela le gore our way of raising bana ba rona is completely go harologane mo go kalo-kalo mo itlhelang gore nna ke mo godisa ka ga ke godisitsweng ka teng, mme yena a tshela mo nakong e harologaneng le nako e nna ke goletseng mo go yone. Ke tlhokana le configuration ya nako ya gompieno gore gone mme if ke le aware of environment ya bogompieno ngwana o nka mo godisa ke beile di-restriction ha le ha mme gape ke sa mo sokodise kana ke sa baya rode mo molaleng wa gagwe mo go kalo-kalo. So banna ba ba dirang jalo ba dira sentle a ba tswelle ba dire yalo ba ska ba lapa le ha mosepelo wa teng o imela wa lapisa, but my brother, don't be fatigued, don't throw in the towel, don't remove your boots from maoto a gago o bo itlhoboga from pursuing leeto leo. Ke go mo molemo thata go godisa motho go heta sengwe le sengwe se motho mo a ka sa akanya go godisa motho, seeing a human being grow under your care, seeing a human being grow under your custody, it's the most beautiful thing that you can ever pride yourself into.
Wow.
It's one thing go reka koloi you can't keep for life. It's one thing go ka bonang tiro ka go ka e bonang teng wa e bereka, but at some point wa retire wa resigna kana wa retrenchiwa, but go godisa motho goes a long way. Godisa motho goes a long way. It's beyond owning a car, because ko ngwana mo godisetsang teng, number one, ngwana o ke blood ya gago, ngwana o tshwere leina la gago le serodumo sa gago sa tshwanela go raira a go tswela ntse se amplify as generations di tswela dintse di hetoga ka tseleng. So whatever you are doing for that child, it's a lot of so even in your demise, even in your absence, ngwana o ka moso go tswela ntse a bua ka ntate mogolo gore ne ke na le ntate yo na ntsano e tle be ile ntate mogolo tho ba bangwe ba tle beng ba ile gore ntate mogolo le motho ntseng jala le jala. Let's copy from sa se tlogetseng the legacy ya tle beng a re tlogeletse.
Okay,
so that's what I would say.
Yes
sir.
Wow. We are still celebrating Father's Day, but it's also important that while we are in this special day, it's also a special month. Men's mental month.
Mental health.
Mental health, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Men's mental health.
Yes.
So batho ba borre ba itsege ka go potla eng. They're not expected to speak out. They're not expected to be out there and dictating or speaking about how they feel or anything like that. Can you please just comment on that spectrum ya borre?
Wow.
In this month,
Wow.
We celebrate the men's health, mental health.
That's very, very imperative. Mental health ya motho wa rre ga re attendiwe because this thing, I think it traces hela from the root ya motho wa rre. Go na le trend kana ke re Setswana ha ke tsore ke tla e bua ke reng, but there is this thing ya gore monna ga lile, and re gola re itlhela mahoko ao dangling ha godimo ga ditlhogo tsa rona gore monna ga lile, e be re a adopta, e be mahoko a teng ra absorba into our systems, le go lebela go nna part of what we define a man with, gore monna ga lile. I think mo nakong e re tshelang mo go yone, we have to uncoil that engineering from the system of a man. We have to overhaul that programming. We have to delete, we have to destroy those gadgets tsa gore monna ga lile mo teng ga motho wa rre. That word ya monna ga lile is the reason why motho wa rre a gola ele introvert.
Yes.
that word ya monna gale is the reason why banna ba gola ebe ba apara the jacket ya personality ya melancholic, where you grow with a sad and angry personality of bottling up, of piling things within self, of finding it difficult to vent out, or finding it difficult to share pain, or finding it difficult to share experience, or finding it difficult to share your shames with another man or somebody else. So re feela gore sepe se leng gore happens mo environmenteng ya rona go sontse re go ga teng go helle within our private spaces, and ke nngwe ya dilo tse leng gore di bolaya motho wa rre health wise. Ke ka mo o itlhela le gore o tsena in a given family ba go itlhela monna mogolo a seo mosadi mogolo a le teng.
Yeah.
In a lot of houses, in a lot of families,
Definitely.
monna mogolo na le a seo mosadi mogolo na le teng. O ipotsa gore why madala a seo mosadi mogolo mme a le teng, madala go to sala ka tlhokaetse. So issue e tswa kgakala bogologolong thonako ya rona, you understand, and we should fear for batho ba bomme, bomma rona, bo monna rona, ba bomme, basadi ba rona, gore in the long run, in few years to come, a ga se gore yaanong kgantelela go itlhela le gore malapa ga ana ditlhogo ka lebaka la gore banna ba hedile. Ba heditswe keng? Ba heditswe ke gore mental health ya bone it's not at a level e leng gore re expecta botsogo bope bo bo rileng. So kana go bottler up dilo o hand up di go ja mo teng. Anything you don't vent out, it becomes an acid. It will eat you inside, it corrodes you inside. Kantele utla lo monna ke ole me monno ke se khoropa ka lebaka la gore he's sitting on a lot of issues that he's unable to share out. You know, there was a time in Kilenka ya go police ya Mopani. Let me share that story. So I go police ya Mopani ke ile go certify dipampiri tsa metsa o mang. So I got in that office, kona le room ngwe ke mo itlhela gone go o na lebega o kare tota na santsana a gora na no le na le mo babala se, but monno ka na bua story sa ka teng because ke tsene be ke nna and I was not assisted ka pela because they were still hooked to the story of this guy. So ke motho ke mo itseng gape from primary school. The guy bua story sa gore ile a tswa maitisong mosadi a batla girlfriend a batla mmetsa gore it's like no gona le madima ngwana na le one other lady na batla from him. So this guy busigo bone bo a batla a tswa ga ya ko police a go reporta gore kana my girlfriend wa nkita. So mapolisi ba neng ba mo attendile busigo bo ba mora ba re o monna o ntseng ja monna ka ka betswa ke mosadi. So the guy went back home a ba tsena ba ya go robala phakela no ga tsoga the lady about to release a khanyi a ba wa palwa le this guy again. The guy aba emela ba ya police. So ha go police ke gona ngwa buang gore na kile atla go reportang busio. So o tla la bobedi. So ke reditse this guy, ke reditse le ka ha ba mo address ang ka teng, like I'm waiting for somebody from the officers ba batla run this guy ba mara ba re monna ga ka betswa ke mosadi. There I was going to intervene to say le bola batho ba borre ka tsela ntseng jana because ga le modira yana you are resuscitating a beast in this guy. Ga o mora o re a gona monno o betswang ke mosadi o ra monno gore o tla re monno e go ira ngwana o la batho because ha tswa wa go ira ngwana wa go keteka ngwana o gore go prove a point ya gore he's a man e bila ka betswa ke mosadi. So that guy he ended up high mella hali abarare a ratsa men le nna le go tsang that lady because ke tlo go mo report. So ke solo hala gore le nna as a citizen ga ke tlo go reporta motho le motho a mmekele rre ke rediwe ke ska ka tshegiwa. That's what na le mo babala sem, but the guy was making sense and ke le ba modimo gore mo stating ga ke tsore bosigo a tlile na ntse jang gongwe na a thathaekela but mme o kgonne go find a sense
Yes.
mo teng ga bojalwa ba gagwe le go thathaekela ga gagwe gore ga a ka tshwana gore a dire so se se awkward mo mothong wa mme, hence why he came, but ba ntlha e ba motshega, you understand?
Yeah.
So ga a tswa ga le gore ra ba emela hantle. So I'm asking mme o lwa le polisi to say, are you also going to laugh at that guy gore biditswe ke motho a mme kana le latala mme o le la go mmitse be le tla le molebisa se tshwanetse gore the lady was like kana ga se tsamaile this guy ga re itse gore a tsana ka lapeng go a rata go kgona go tla bola mme o le ka moso e be go tswa go te passion killing GBV and stuff e be ka mme o le ke makere ke lebega so e se dirang a ba ntempela and e ba tswa ba oka because kolo ya police ne seo ba latela that lady ha ke tsore ga ngeteng hele sa ka but ke lebega modimo ka gore ba ne ba irang ba ne ba intervene gona le gore ba re mothako le ba motshega ba mo moke the next thing about with something saying gore a se so. So the society ya rona e re bola ka dikgantshwane tsa bo goreng o le motho wa rre o iphitlhela le gore you are in an abusive atmosphere ga o tswa gore wa tswa go kopa thuso you are laughed back at, you are being mocked. So ke dilo tse di helang di dira gore motho a raireng kgantele ga akanya go reporta sepe se sa mo tseng sentle he reports to himself, he consult with himself, he asks himself, he advises himself, what should I do concerning this? Because if I'm to approach motho le ke morakere ke betswa ke motho wa mme wa go ntshega, so let me just ke bontshe motho gore ke motho a rre a ba wirisa di muscle tsa gagwe Bible a re batho ba mme ke di weaker vessels kgantele itla re monna o bolaile ka lebaka la goreng ga re skore a lawe batho ba borre platform ya go open up ya go venta out ya go releasa ba sa stigmatizing ba sa mokiwe ba sa discriminating, you understand? So mental health wa re tshwanetse re make sure gore o siame, we ensure gore kgang ya go ba stigmatizer we kill it, kgang ya go ba discriminate we kill it, kgang ya go ba reproacha we kill it, kgang ya go ba moka we kill it. Re tswe ka trend e ntšha gore monna yo sa leleng hela ka gona le setswana se se re ngwana o sa leng o swara tharing wa bona gore ke kgang ya ngwana o sa leng o swara tharing, the next thing monna ga a lele. So a re direng trend ya gore hela ka re retse ngwana to se ngwana o sa leng o swara tharing re bolelle motho a re gore monna o sa leng o swara tharing ke gona ra go nna le mental health wa botho ba borre o leng gore very strong. Motho a re ba tsela healthy, motho a re ka moso wa mosadi mogolo a go a le teng ra go itlhela lapala le balance, monna mogolo le mosadi mogolo ba le teng at old age e be go supetsa gore monna mogolo gore a re mo go goleng ga gagwe le moshimane kana mo kawana kana ile re mental health wa gagwe.
Wow. Okay. As a man of God, addressing the cancer mental health wa motho you know kore re le batho re tle be re akanya gore as a man of God o sotile, you're good, there is no problem with you because you're a servant of God, the Most High has got your back, everything looks good, everything looks nice. Have you been in an experience whereby in terms of peace, in terms of mental health, have you been in that bridge, and if so, how was it to tackle it as a man of God?
I must say that no man is an angel. No man is a spirit. We are not immune from offenses. Offenses do come, and they come in multiple ways, from the people you love, from the people you pastor. Betrayals do happen, disloyalty do happen, the people you banked on, they can dish you away. You are exposed to a place where you are forced to express how you're feeling, you understand? So if I am to use issue ya gore ke man of God, modimo o tshwere sentle ka ko bagaleng ke a go ithuntsha, I'm going to deny me my humanity. go tla ko modimong ga se kgang ya gore you cease from existing as a human. You come to God, but modimo o tswela ntse a tlotla kgang ya gore there is a human inside of you. There is that soul mo teng ga gago. Ga e nne kgang ya gore o tla ko modimong and go tla ko modimong go raya gore you cease to feel, you cease to be angry, you cease to be somehow ga o nne le di-uproar mo maikutlong a gago. You do have them even if you are in the place of God, but se se matterang ya go nna gore emotional intelligence ya gago in what capacity, you know, to handle all these things tse gore di tlebe di go diragalela gore se ka iphitlhela le gore o sule senku hela ka tsela ntseng jalo. So what matters is what? Emotional intelligence. Kana emotional intelligence ke yone le gore it aids you, it helps you, it gives you the ability ya gore o handle the issue ka tsela ntseng jang, and how do you resolve issues of that kind without you finding yourself in a place of arrogance and in a place of aggression or wrath or boisterous anger, somehow it's uncontrollable. So emotional intelligence is the antidote. You know, you need gore ha issue ka rise, you use your emotional intelligence go leka go neutralize whatever you are going through or whatever happening to you at that juncture. You understand? So emotional intelligence is I in my elevating, I had to ensure that I package that with myself.
Yeah.
Because so saying working with people has close.
Yeah.
You know, you work with batho ba di mentality tse di different. O bereka le batho ba e leng gore ba akanya ka tsela tse di harologaneng, ba bona dilo ka tsela tse di harologaneng, ebile ba bangwe ba fila gore ga ba ka dira so se dirang ba ka se dira botoka. So now working with people of different mentalities go go tsa gore o bo ona le emotional intelligence hela a very informed to help you cushion, to help you to withstand a lot of things tse leng gore di ka tla go mo botshelong ba gago. With emotional intelligence you are able to neutralize issue ene ka go ha a heart attack. You are able to neutralize the issue ene ka go ha a mental breakdown. With emotional intelligence you are able to neutralize an issue ene ka dira gore o act out of character. So somehow emotional intelligence ya go contain ebile gape ya go preserve. And ga se kgang ya gore emotional intelligence ga yo mo Bible ya re be slow to speak and be slow to anger. So mo gore somehow biblically gona le that encouragement there from the biblical perspective contributing to what? To emotional intelligence. Bible la Jesus Christ na bua mahokoma araba rutana ba ga barare offenses will come your way. Mo gore kana barare di offense di a gotla o leka gore the disciple to say, guys, you are going to have to develop yourself emotionally and find this intelligence. And the issue tse di tlang go rona morena ga go tse AI, ga go tse artificial intelligence to handle them. It takes you emotional intelligence go di handler ka tsela tsotlhe tse leng gore o ka di master. You understand? So there are those scriptures. Be sober, be vigilant, be sober. Morare, when Peter recommend sobriety, be sober. O leka go lemotsa gore you are going to be exposed to those tse dintsi tse leng gore ga ka rotsana mo go tsone wena o botsana hela o tla o le sthula phoko o go iphitlhela le gore you have acted out of character. So in everything, be sober, be vigilant. knowing that your adversary, the devil, is roaming around looking for someone to devour. You understand? So it's very, very important. And then Solomon ababu amahokwa, when the spirit of a ruler rises up against you, don't lose your place. About yielding, pacify, a lot of things. So there's going to be rulers. The spirit of the ruler will rise up against you. But don't lose your place. Maintain ground ya gago. Maintain your morals. Maintain your values. Maintain so dumelang gore ke reputation ya gago, ke integrity ya gago, ke dignity ya gago. Don't lose your place. La ile gore gona le uproar, but leka ka bojotlhe gore o maintain your ground. Don't leave your place, because yielding a pacify a lot of oppositions tse di ka tsogang kgatlhanong le wena. So Bible hela ka boyone, there are a lot of scriptures tse leng gore I can give out tse di promotang emotional intelligence. So I have encountered them. E be ke tla ke lemoga gore go ha gore a re le modimo le ene wa re from the Bible wa re ruta kana wa re rotloetsa gore re tse emotional intelligence ya rona serious, because ra go dile di khantse leng gore ke go tshwana gore e nne nna ke di addressang without me saying angel of God come and address this behavior ke bona. No, I hanka ga solo hela gore mo engela atle go addressa khanye kana mo boitshepo go sebetsa motho. No, it will take me, but gore be go tsanna go tsa gore nna, how am I well packaged, how am I informed, can I skills can I to go and address a particular issue. So it goes back to emotional intelligence. You understand? So mehala, at the end of the day, the bottom line is that we do feel, we do hurt, we do break, we do cry in our own spaces. But how do you handle it? You understand? So how's an emotional intelligence? You have handled yourself. You have put up yourself in a spot of no recovery, where people are shocked. This guy we issue, but no Facebook in a public space. You understand? And possibility of you recovering, it will be very, very lean or very, very minimal. Yeah.
Emotional intelligence, very imperative. In the mental state.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Wow. We're just about to wrap up our episode.
Yes, sir.
And before we do that, I just wanted to recommend this beautiful place to the users. 38 on Boulder Hotel. The penthouse in suite is beautiful. Jaka apostolo na buile gore ma apostolo tabatile kwano. Ora ma apostolo ha tla for the weekend ha ho e jala kwano. So come check out the spot. It's so beautiful. It's located in Sekloa. It's just when you just drive out motsileng ya A1 hona le Puma ka ha kamera ga Puma thing 38 on Boulder Hotel. It's a beautiful spot. So come through, enjoy yourself, enjoy your weekend. The food is amazing, the breakfast is amazing, and it's a beautiful place. Apostle.
Yes, sir.
And just the last 30 seconds, I wanted to give you an opportunity to relay a message out there to the families concerning Father's Day. You can,
No, thank you so much, and let me also extend my gratitude to Pono Media Network, for extending this great door for myself and for my ministry. And thank you very much, sir. Even for the questions you've relayed, I take none of them to have exposed me anyhow. I was all in a good place and comfortable the way you relayed them. Like it's already said, it's Father's Day, and let me also re-echo the message to the fathers. Happy Father's Day to every male being ever created by God in God's image. You are a man, and we bank on you. Kadilo tse dintsi bana ba rona ba lebeletse mo go wena, bakgitsi di rona ba lebeletse mo go wena. It's upon us to ensure the safety of our women and our children, and let's continue protecting them. If they are a people ba e leng gore they are dangerous to women and children. Ke rona borre, the way ka re rilweng ka teng hela mebele a rona ke di-weapon. So let's not weaponize our bodies against women, against mothers, against our sisters, against batlokolonyana ba rona, and the like. Let's make sure gore ka hara agilweng ka teng we offer protection, we do provide, ra sireletsa, ra dibela, a re lweleng tšhaba ya rona from maba yo tshwanetseng, knowing that bomme le bana ga se baba kana ga se di enemy tsa borre. Mme le ngwana ga se, is not an enemy to a man. No, mme le rre ke bane ba ba dirang motho wa rre go nna rre, because bosong ja bone dilo dingwe ka borona ga rena go di lemoga. So let's be loving, let's be caring, let's continue being there. Ga re bona ba le in a vulnerable space, but ga re bona ba le in an endangered zone, please ema mmotse gore a o siame, make sure gore o kgagona le ene a le mo environmenteng e siameng than to just pass her o ka re heta phologolo of some sort. Let's be that. Let's be caring. Let's be caring for them. Ke dumela gore ha re ka dira yalo re le borre ra ipolelela go dira yalo, Botswana is going to be a very, very safe spot for bomme le bana ba rona ka tsela e ntseng jalo. So thank you once again.
Yes.
And the Lord bless every viewer you are killing to pay attention to this episode, using their time and the money, to come and listen to every little thing, seriously willing and picking wisdom here and there, though we can't dish out. We are very, very grateful. Continue following Pono Media Network. They are doing exceptionally well. Love, like, do whatever it takes to ensure that thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Apostle. And there you have it, Apostle Dr. Mothusi Phitshane are babaleng tšhaba ya rona, re babaleng basadi ba rona, re babaleng bokgaitsedi ya rona, re babaleng batho ba bomme. And we have come to the end of the episode, and we thank you very much for taking your time to join us. We know that you're a very, very busy man. You do have engagements, and on the behalf of Pono Media, we thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in to Mic'd Up Podcast. Remember to subscribe, remember to drop that like, remember to stick around. More episodes are coming, and happy Father's Day to every father that is out there. I am your host, Maatla Pheko. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your morning, and enjoy your day.